What's happening, guys? It's Adam here. Just before we go into this week's episode, I want to let you know that we do an extra episode of this shit every single week exclusively on Patreon. If you don't know what Patreon is, it's basically a way for you to financially support this podcast while getting a few rewards for yourself. Now, you can sign up for £3 a month, £5 a month, or £10 a month. The more money you give us, the more benefits you get. But even the people who only sign up for £3 a month, which is less than the price of a fancy coffee, you get an extra episode every single week, which is about an hour and a half long, where it's just me and Dan most of the time. You also get early access to these public episodes with the guests. You get discounts on merch, discounts on live shows, early access to tickets for stuff like that. And also, you get access to every single Patreon episode we've already done as soon as you sign up. There's a shitload of stuff there. It's a massive back catalogue. We've been doing this for months now. Sign up today at patreon.com/haveawordpod. The link is in the description. Subscribe to this channel while you're there. Give us a little like on the video, and let's get to the podcast.
Oh, Jesus.
Are you a Pepsi or a Coke, man?
Can't be doing with Pepsi.
No.
Well, I drink the old diets unless it's fucking holiday and I'm treating myself to full sugar.
Yeah, I'm normally the same, but we are out of Diet Coke, so I'm drinking the Pepsi that I brought to mix with me rum, because I can't have Diet Coke with alcohol. It just ruins it.
It's pretty fucking pointless, that, isn't it? No, I prefer Diet Coke to Diet Pepsi.
I do, but I prefer Pepsi to Coke, but I also prefer Coke Zero and the whole Coke Zero range to Pepsi Max and the Pepsi Max range.
Oh, Pepsi Max is weird, isn't it? It tastes more of the sweetener than anything.
Yeah, it just tastes fake.
Yeah, but on holiday, ooh, get me a full sugar beverage. Also, what I love on holiday is like Fanta Limon. Which, from like a glass bottle in Greece, you're like, oh,
holiday Fantas.
Holiday crisps. Oh, get me some Lay's. The only time I eat fucking Ruffles when I'm off the fucking...
Dan's going to join
the
Fiat
island.
500 Twitter in a minute, isn't he?
I absolutely love foreign crisps.
Do you know that reference, Fiat 500 Twitter?
No?
So Fiat 500 Twitter is like, you know, all like the young girls with like lips and they're just like, I just need to be in the cinema with a Tango Ice Blast. Like those girls.
Right.
Well, they do exactly what you're... I just need to be on a beach somewhere with a packet of Lay's and a Fanta Lemon. I want me holiday Fantas.
Oh, yes. I don't...
They
I
all
feel like,
drive Fiat 500s and cream Mini Coopers with eyelashes on them.
I know that I literally... I think I live next door to one. I don't feel like I identify with that group of people apart from in the appreciation of foreign pop.
Can you imagine
if I did
on holiday with the girls? A load of Fiat 500 Twitters. They're all in the Fiat 500s and Volkswagen Beetles with fucking fake tits and a bikini on, and you turn up in your fucking Volvo with your fucking Muslim cap on from last week.
2020 though, I can be anything I want to be now. What do you want to be? A 22-year-old single girl called Natalie.
What I was thinking, I was doing
How dare you stop me living my reality?
It's my truth. I need to live my truth.
Yeah.
I was doing car insurance yesterday.
Yeah.
And I was...
Take the gear.
No,
left, down the gears.
And obviously when women pay less, don't they?
Yeah.
And like on the thing, you can choose whether you're a man or a woman. If I put woman
and
just tell them I'm a woman, can they argue with me?
No, they can't.
So will I pay less?
Because you identify as a woman when getting cars insured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, the thing is, technically, based on the current set of at least social norms, I don't know whether it's written into law yet. I think that's a part of a fight for the trans community, but I think you could argue in court that it's up to you, because they've asked you for your gender, not your sex. So yeah, you could say I'm a woman, and if next week there's something cheaper as a man and you decide you're a man, they could just go, well, you said you're a woman. You can go, yeah, well, I'm fluid. I'm gender fluid.
Gender fluid, especially when it makes me savings.
Yeah.
So I'm very like non-binary when it comes to like Norwich Union and Aviva. That's where I really find that.
I don't think the trans community would appreciate...
I'm not being flippant, by the way. I'm just...
straight white men just going, well, you know, they fought for all this justice, but I want fucking 200 quid off my car insurance, so I'll say what I'm like. But
anyone can be anything you want to be. I want to be a 55-year-old divorcee called Barbara and pay 22 quid a year on car insurance. It's my truth.
I identify as someone who lives in a really safe neighborhood.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I identify my car as a 1 litre Fiesta. It doesn't matter that it's a fucking Hummer.
Yeah, now hang on.
My car identifies.
I think people who are fighting for gender politics aren't going to be like, do you know what? If you're a Nissan Micra, you can be a fucking Pontiac Firebird if you want. You be any car you want to be and see how a World Rally Championship goes. Yeah, no, I don't think it goes that far.
But one day it will. That's where we're going. There'll be a time in the future where you'll get pulled over and the police will go, you got insurance? You go, don't need an insurance. This is a fucking skateboard. And they're like, no, it isn't. Like, define skateboard.
I'm a ghost. I identify as a ghost. I'm just going to float away here, lad. Yeah, I like the idea that you could just be whatever you wanted to be for any specific set of circumstances.
Yeah.
Like if you're busting for a piss and there's just the women's toilets, be like, I know I've got a dick and balls, but I was going to piss myself as a man out there.
Well, that's an argument against the trans community, isn't it? That's like a big thing, is like a lot of them go, no, you can't let people just decide what bathroom they want to use, because what's going to happen there is men are going to say to women, go into women's toilets and then just start fucking wanking at them. You can't be doing that. You can't be letting fucking Jeff and the boys in the girls' toilets. There's going to be cum all over the mirrors.
Yeah. Is that the whole reason for it to be shut down?
that is so genuinely, though.
We have to live with pervy wankers in our bathroom. Like, that's your fucking fault. He's got a dick. You've got a dick. Like, there's weirdos in every bathroom, but I suppose like girls, like young girls, go into those bathrooms. So I could see why that sort of like touchy right wing, like. Well,
it's not necessarily a touchy right wing thing. It's there's a group of feminists called TERFs.
Yeah.
TERF, which is a trans exclusionary radical feminist.
Is this where J.K. Rowling's been banging a drum? Or she's been accused of being
sort of. So what they are is people who are like, look, you can decide if you want to decide you're a woman, but we don't have to accept that you are, and you're not allowed to use our bathroom because we don't feel safe, because you could just be a man pretending you identify as a woman just so you can come in and see our fannies.
Right.
Yeah, that's what those people... And then there's a big split in the feminist movement, because a lot of feminists are like, no, everyone who's a woman or claims to be a woman or identifies as a woman should be allowed to say that they're a woman, and we should welcome them as we welcome all women. And then the TERFs are like, absolutely fucking not. These are men who've never suffered the lack of privilege that we have as women. They've gone through the whole life with privilege, and now they've decided, no, I want to be able to use whatever bathroom I want, and fuck men.
So if you're opening a venue now and you want it to be 2020 woke, you'd have to have a women's bathroom for everyone who's like, listen, I feel like a woman today, I might not tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then you've got to have a women's bathroom that's for like women who are like, fuck off.
Yeah.
I've been there. I went to Tammy Girl. I've done the starter bra thing. I've been through it. You've not been through it. And then what, another like a unisex bathroom.
Yeah.
And then what, is there any more variations of women pissed off about pissing? And then a disabled, and then a bloke's, because we're like, we'll just get our dick out anywhere, to be honest.
Yeah.
Do it in a fucking bush outside if needs be.
Just don't trigger me.
Did you feel triggered?
Do you reckon it'll go to sport?
What?
Do you reckon it'll go to sport?
Well, it has gone to sport, hasn't it?
Yeah. Caster Semenya.
No, Caster Semenya's a woman.
That's a woman.
Just a real, like, she's just a bit butch. She's not trans.
Do you know her name is an anagram of yes, a secret man?
He's not even messing.
If you're fucking Illuminati. I'm not a fucking conspiracist.
Well, yeah,
However,
Caster Semenya is...
She's just
butch.
She's got higher testosterone than usual.
Isn't she a hermaphrodite?
No?
I think that was a rumour.
Yeah, she had to put...
I don't think that was...
I think she had to prove it in like a...
They had to have an Olympic committee check under the frock.
Yeah.
That feels like a low point, doesn't it?
Yeah. Get your clit out.
For the Olympic committee. And they've been involved in some fucking dodgy fucking low points. Like, okay, we have Dr. Sebastian Fritzl from the IOC. And I cast her. Oh! My God! Okay, you're okay.
No, but
Yeah.
you said it's actually gone to sport. There's men playing women's sports with women.
Or
around.
There was arguments about it, because there was someone who was born male who transitioned and became a woman wanted to compete against other women in the UFC. And
Yeah,
Dana White
Joe
and
Rogan.
the UFC went, no.
Yeah. Joe Rogan's weighed in on this.
Yeah.
And is now, has been called all sorts of, alt-right and, anti-trans, hasn't he? Because he weighed in and went, listen, he's pretty liberal. And then he just goes, but I don't think if you've been born with them shoulders, you should be allowed to beat the fuck out of...
Bill Burr had a routine about it, didn't he? He was like, forgive me. He's like, me, I'm maybe just I'm an old guy. I have no idea, but that is a dickless dude beating the shit out of a woman.
Jesus.
It's such a complicated debate that none of us really know enough to properly weigh in on. But
How dare you?
It does seem a little bit of an advantage, doesn't it, to have grown as a man, grown as a male, become an adult male.
Grown up with all that testosterone.
The testosterone, the added muscle that gives you, and then gone, I'm ranked. I'm pretty sure there was a cyclist as well who was ranked 275th in the world as a male, as a man, and then transitioned to be a woman and was winning races. And everyone was like, how's she done it? And it's like, yeah.
Do you reckon there's
and I also didn't have to deal with the dick and balls on the seat.
Get in the way.
That's a help, innit? So that's an
yeah.
extra fucking...
Do you reckon there's a benefit in the other way around?
What, a woman becoming...
Do you reckon there's any sport there's a benefit for
ballet?
It's not competitive,
The
is it?
sport of ballet.
Ballet is competitive.
Friday night ballet.
Anything's competitive if you make it competitive.
No, I don't
Trust me.
mean if you don't compete.
right,
I
okay.
think ballet better than you.
Yeah, but as no one's ever done that, it's not a sport, is it? It is. If it's competitive, no one's ever been like, these two ballet dancers face off in the ballet octagon.
That is probably the only time I'd watch ballet, is if it was competitive. I can't really watch anything unless someone really wants to fucking win. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. It's not entertaining to me if there's not a competition involved. I'm too competitive.
Right. Yeah. What, any of the arts?
Any.
You like competitive theatre?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, he bashed out that monologue. The last guy was shit.
Yeah.
Slam poetry.
Slam poetry. Rap battles.
Oh, yeah.
Everything's best. I can watch it without competition, but it's improved with competition. There's another element of the entertainment.
So the Royal Ballet, you're looking to increase your coffers for 2021.
Yeah.
Get competitive.
Absolutely. Yeah. Competitive Coronation Street.
Oh dear, here we go. Go on. You're over and done with for today.
Oh God! How did he get us to there? I was like, I think we might be Kevin Webster free. Competitive Kevin Webster. It's slightly does feel slightly dodgy, but the sport thing is absolutely, it's very easy. I always worry in this situation, how are you going to look back in 20 years and were you just a bit behind the time on the thinking?
Yeah.
There's certain things that even recently I look back 5-10 years and you go, yeah, I was pretty what are they on about? And now I've updated my sort of
Yeah.
I don't, but on this one, it feels like you're not, I'm trying not to be anti-trans.
Yeah.
But at what point do the women in that sport go, I've just got my head kicked in by someone that was called Jeff 3 years ago? I mean, and they might not be in the turf side of things. They might be really pro-feminist.
Come in, use the toilet.
Respect. You're right. Fucking don't do ground and pound, love. Your stubble's a nightmare. At least shave the beard off, Shirley. At least try.
Yeah. I think it's sort of how every conversation is at the minute, both politically, socially, and it's either you're here or there. And with almost everything in the world, the answer always lies in the middle. Extreme sides of every argument are always, when you look at them, fucking stupid. And the arguments of are trans women, the answer being either yes, in every single way, of course, yes, or no, they're not, fuck them, keep your dick. Both of those things are fucking stupid.
And how those people identify on the binary scale and on the, the gender spectrum isn't as clear as, it's not light switch on, light switch off. It's like sexuality with gay or straight.
Yeah.
It all works on that spectrum, but people love, and we've said this way back, everything on Twitter, none of the sort of middle ground rises to the top in the trending
No.
because it's way more retweetable to be like, you fucking hell, it's ridiculous. Or like, I just think everyone should be allowed. Like those are the two extremes that like bubble to the top.
I think a problem is for such a long time. It's all surrounding the language around it really, because gender and sex up until about 2.5 years ago were the same thing to most people. And to this day, to a lot of people, they're the same thing. If you were born with a dick, you're a man. If you were born with a fanny, you're a woman. That's been the thing for
medical
for so long. But
that's what doctors say. You've got a fanny, it's a fucking girl.
But because of that, it's like, to use the UFC as another example, there's the men's competition and the women's competition. If you want to fix it so that no one can argue, turn it into the male competition and the female competition, because that's about born-in sex then. So you can be like, yeah, you were born male and you've transitioned into a woman, but you're still male. You can never change your sex. You're a male. And that means even though you've now got a vagina and a pair of tits, you've still got to fight Conor McGregor next Sunday. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
That would, because then there's no arguments.
I think that'd be a disadvantage.
It would.
I think Conor would punch in the tits.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, pop a stitch out.
Do you not think the women can do that as well? I think any woman in the UFC's ever thought, I'll just jab it in the fucking nipples. Can you nipple twist in the UFC? Is that allowed?
No, you can't tickle either.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I told you that, didn't I?
In related news, I'm having a child, and I don't, I wouldn't want to identify their gender on their behalf.
What about its sex, though?
It's sex.
Yeah. Did you find that out?
I saw a dick, but we'd have to speak to the child in 18 years. Because it might just be, we're having a boy.
You're having a boy?
We're having a lad! Who will one day maybe decide to be male. No, he is male.
Yeah.
He might decide to be a man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or he might decide to be a fucking...
Lob the dick off, get in the Tour de France. Go on, fucking... Go on, lad. No bald chafe up a fucking mountain.
So I know you've got a daughter already, but this is quite a laddie podcast at times. So having a boy means this could be the first official heir to the Have a Word throne.
Here.
Yeah.
Heir?
The here. Here. I will be doing it. I'll be doing it in the Countess of Chester. Can you keep it down, love? COVID rules. Fucking yes, mate.
So I need to have a boy now so that in like 18 years, when we're ready to retire with our billions of pounds from the Have a Word network, Have a Word can carry on. So we'll have your kid, my kid on the desk. We'll have Carl's kid over there, Finn's kid over there.
Have a Word seniors. Please let us live from the old people's home. That'd be amazing. I mean, the audio's not great, because the fucking dentures keep rattling, but it's still the original format.
You want to do Have a Word Juniors like S Club 7?
Yeah, that's what I want.
And then they can just grow up to become another band as well.
Yeah, but we take loads of the money.
Yeah, we're on a 80% commission.
Dad, I just want to mow the lawn. Fuck off! Get in that podcast studio.
Like Britney Spears, have you seen that? She's still fucked, isn't she?
What?
Britney Spears.
What about Britney Spears? Where the fuck's that come from?
Her dad owns her career, basically. And
really?
And she's just lost.
Well, she's because she's been deemed unfit to control her own finances because she had several episodes that threatened herself and her children. But yeah, she basically went, "Can my dad not control my money, please?" And the court went, "No, you're batshit."
Basically, that was the
I tell you,
that feels like an abridged version.
Oh yeah, well I've actually got the court papers here. I look at Etta sometimes. She's 3, and I have to tell her to wash her hands after she's pooed. Sometimes I have to wipe her ass if she doesn't. And I'm like, it's constant. These are the rules. Don't do that. You'll fall down there. Please do that. Eat that. If you don't eat that, you're going to be tired. Please go to the toilet if you need a piss. Great one. You've pissed on the bathroom floor. It's constant. To relinquish the control as they get old.
That sounds a lot like the last 6 months of the relationship with Jade. Wipe your ass, wash your hands. You've pissed on the floor again.
This is a public episode.
I know it is.
Oh, okay, good. Damn, Adam was talking like it was a patron up in
I
this
wasn't talking like I said that to her. She said that to me.
Right, okay, good. Jade, you've weed again.
How the fuck could a woman wee on the floor? You'd have to have a hell of a wonky flap there, wouldn't you?
What?
For a woman to wee on the floor.
I think it's more about misjudging when you're gonna have to go in the toilet. It's not like a hovering over and then missing by 2 meters. A wonky flap. What a fucking... That's what the labia are for, directing piss. Like, have you ever gone bowling with like a special kid and they put like the inflatable things down the side? That's what flaps are for women's wee. Like, oh, God, it's going everywhere.
If you had a big enough flap and it was at an angle, you could have a wee out of it and it would come up like a fucking water chute.
Jesus Christ.
You could though.
She's weeing in the bath.
Yeah. Do you ever wee on the floor a little bit by accident? Do you ever dribble a bit towards the end?
I get bored of weeing. And I'm like, it must be done. I'm like, oh, no, I wasn't. Fuck.
On the floor? Are you doing it from a distance?
Sometimes...
Do you ever get a little bit of dust on your Jap's eye or something and you start weeing and it sort of goes, woo, and it does that thing of like, just sends it off and you have to like readjust?
Sometimes, like...
Have you ever had that where you're like...
I've had it, but it doesn't happen.
Not a bit of dust.
I've got a dusty dick. I've been married.
Bit of jizz maybe, like after you've just had sex.
Lies. No, come on. You haven't got a dry plug of jizz in your dick.
No, but like after you've just had sex, sometimes you wee off at an angle, don't you?
Really?
When you merge lanes, innit?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
It's like merging lanes. You've got 2 lanes in your dick, the jizz and the piss. And
But they come out at the end. It bottlenecks, doesn't it?
So I'm having a son.
Yeah, sometimes after you've just had sex, you go for a wee and you think you're going because your dick's straight and it goes, whoa, off to the...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
It's really nice, the wee after sex, isn't it? When you have a piss after you've bonked, you're like, oh, it's like extra enjoyment, isn't it?
Can be, yeah.
Yeah. So we went into window of the womb in Ellesmere Port to do a private gender reveal.
Yeah.
And went in and they were all really friendly because you're paying. You used to the NHS like, Nightingale, come on, lot of fucking COVID everywhere. 17 people dead today. And then in window of the room like, you're right. I'm Laura as well. The funniest thing I've ever heard. And then you go in and there's 3 women. And my natural instinct is to flirt. Just, like to be a bit flirty. And there is never a more inappropriate time to flirt with women when you're getting a gender reveal scan on your massively pregnant wife that's next to you.
When you say
like
flirt, because you say it's inappropriate, but there's levels of flirt, and just being a bit funny and nice can be flirting. But were you like, hey, what are you doing Saturday? Like, what level of flirting are we talking?
I feel like you've taken flirting and added layers to it. Like, that's like trying to get laid, innit?
Yeah.
I just feel like, when you're being a bit flirty, you're being a bit fun and whatever, and you get in there and you're like, okay, don't do any of that. So I felt quite nervous, and they put the jizzy stuff on Laura's tummy and start doing so we've got
what is that stuff? Is it Vaseline?
Vaseline. It's a bit of WD-40. Fucking hell. I can't get purchase on this tummy. I think it's KY jelly.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought KY jelly was like lube.
I think it's got
a look. It is a lube, isn't it? It's so they can move the thing around the belly without like scratch.
Yeah, I've just remembered something, and I've just had a proper flashback, and it's horrible.
It's a bit lubey. Yeah. It's a little bit lubey. And big barrel in the corner. Hold your flashback. Just hold your flashback. Big barrel in the corner. What's up? It's a flashback to lube, isn't it? Can I just finish this story without you having a mental breakdown about fingering someone's arsehole with lube?
It's so much worse than me fingering someone's arsehole. I remember... Do you want me to...
I want Dan to finish
No, sorry, it's gone, isn't it? No, he won't be... He's gone. He now has to tell this story. Because look, there's no point. And I'll end up the story and he'll be like...
I went in the bathroom after my mum had been in the bath and there was KY jelly just on the radiator.
Jesus Christ.
When I was like young, it was like a few years after that. And
how big was she? Did she need to lube the bathtub?
I don't know.
No,
she'd obviously been getting herself off in the bath, me ma.
No.
That doesn't work in terms
I don't
of
know. I just remembered it.
Viscosity. Like, does the jelly work?
I just remember going, Mum, what's this? And she went, doesn't matter. Don't mention that to anyone.
Lube in the bath.
Yeah. It was in the bathroom.
Right.
I don't know whether I don't know.
Maybe she had a really big poo and she needed to like butter the fucking lane up before it came out.
I don't know whether that's better or worse.
And when you've not got KY jelly, use butter.
You know what? No, she was an adult woman. She had needs. My dad had gone.
Oh,
fair play.
God, good God. I don't think there's. What are the other uses for KY jelly? Not to call your mum like a bit of a. I'm trying to defend her honour.
What does it look? Is it? I've never seen it. Is it like a see-through? Because I mean, it's like jelly. Was it?
No, I didn't find like a bowl of jelly. It was in the tube.
No, but
It looked like
Just like clear gel, isn't it?
It just looked like really fancy toothpaste to me because it was just in a tube.
Yeah.
I was like, Mum, you've left your toothpaste. She's like, it's not for me fucking teeth. Back there.
No, lad.
It's me a rat.
Yeah, I would never have told that on this if I hadn't just had that Vietnam style flashback.
Yeah. Do you think it was for anything else? I want it to be for something else.
Hair gel.
Hair gel. Yeah. My mum always had hair gel on.
Mum was a bit of a greaser.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I met a guy tonight. Ready
There's
to
something
go.
about Mary.
So we're in the gender suite where they're doing the thing, and I just got a bit excited, and they were like, they've got you on a big screen, and obviously because I've done it before, when we went in there, they're showing you a little baby and you see a leg and then a head, like, oh, isn't it cute? I'm like, it looks like a fucking alien. Like because they're being paid, they're very much like, oh, see baby's arm. You're like, ooh, is it? So I start thinking, well, I'm looking for a dick. Because you are, aren't you? I've had a girl before and there's nothing to see. They know what they're looking for. But as a fucking, a tourist to the looking at baby scans, I was like, I'm basically looking for a dick. And I said it out loud.
I'm looking for a dick.
I went, I'm looking for a penis. And they were like, and I was like, but because the woman laughed nervously, I turned and I went, but you are, aren't you? That's the game. You're looking for a willy. And Laura went, stop saying willy. And then held my arm she's trying to, she literally has a belly out and she was like, he's just excited, which is code for shut the fuck up. Because I did it. I got too excited and there's like a little thin door and there's like a waiting area with other people in. And they're going, it's about seeing a willy. You've got to see a penis. It was a fucking cringy moment. And then Big Beryl thought that was the banter of like, oh, this dad obviously really wants a son, and then wouldn't stop fucking chipping in. So I got bollocked by Laura slyly like, he's excited, shut the fuck up. So I didn't say anything. She was like, oh God, he really wants a boy, doesn't he? He wants a boy. And I wasn't that bothered. Like, I was happy either way.
You actually sort of wanted a girl, didn't you?
I was prepped for a girl because we've had a girl, and then you're like, I'm just going to be one of them dads that's got girls. But it's pretty nice. It's exciting to.
Can I have a little? Have you got a name in mind?
Jack.
Jack. Well, I've got a little brother called Jack.
I know. That's why I thought of you when it was going. Yeah,
Jack Nightingale sounds like he's handy as well.
Jack Alexander Nightingale is what we're
Jack Nightingale sounds like he could smash someone's head in.
Yeah, he sounds handy.
Fucking 19th century bare knuckle boxer.
Yeah, Jack Nightingale.
Yeah. So it was a exciting.
Sounds like he could have his own program on ITV4.
Jack
Nightingale. Crime fighting.
Do you like it? I think it works. There's a lot of Jacks knocking about.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah. Do you know there's an app called Kinder?
Kinder.
That's like Tinder. Yeah.
But for kids.
But for kids. Swipe left if you're a nonce. So you download it with your missus. She's got Kinder as well. You've got Kinder. And then they just suggest names to you. And if you don't like it, you swipe left. And if you like it, you swipe right. And when you've got a match...
So for baby names, it's not just showing your kids, like, do you want this one?
No, it's not an adoption, would you like to fuck a kid app. Jesus Christ.
You said, what? Tinder for kids?
Yeah.
You didn't say it's a baby name app.
Sorry.
You said it's like Tinder for kids. I'm not paraphrasing. That is the quote. It's like Tinder for kids.
Right. There's a 4-year-old in 8 miles away.
Oh, listen, I want to touch a kid, but I'm not driving. Listen, I'm a paedophile, but I like local kids. No, it's kids' names. Kids' names.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
I love it when you look at me like this. You're like, this life will never be mine, and it will be one day.
No, it will
It's
be.
coming.
I want kids. I do want kids. A few years, need to meet the right girl. All that,
Or someone who identifies as a girl.
No.
All right. Oh, yeah. Cool.
I want to born in one.
Adam, I've always loved you.
So, yeah.
We can adopt.
Yeah. It's just, yeah.
We could adopt, if not.
I think...
You two.
Even like 10 years.
Because I know how much Carl loves his missus.
Raise a child on FIFA. Go on.
Do you know if that ever goes down the pan? I know how much commitment and effort and time you've put into that relationship. You'd be single forever, I think.
Probably.
I think you'd just be like, fuck this. If it didn't work out with her, it's not going to work out with anyone. That's how much he loves his girlfriend. And I feel like, for like tax reasons or something, we'd get married and we'd just adopt a load of kids and just form our own five-a-side footy team.
Amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll get Have a Word to sponsor the kit.
We did it anyway.
Amazing.
Sick,
well,
man.
I've got Jack, so if you have any boys, I've boxed Jack off. You're going to have to think of your own
goalkeeper.
names.
Got one. We need 4 more.
Felicia, you've got a girl's name. Felicia.
Yeah.
Let's keep it on the pod.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You two having kids. What a fucking
We'd
disaster.
be fucking boss dads. What do you mean,
my God.
disaster?
What a disaster.
We'd be boss dads because you know what? We know what kids want. So we'd be like, do you know what? You don't want to go to school? Don't have to, lad. You want to play FIFA? Play FIFA. You want spaghetti for breakfast? Spaghetti for breakfast. I'd let the kid choose its own destiny instead of putting societal pressure on it and conforming to the norms.
Do you want to wear footy?
You sound like such a smackhead parent. Like, no, listen to me, right? Society tells them they've not got to do glue at 11 and go to school, and I don't believe in it. I let destiny raise my kids. I mean, 3 are dead and 2 are in care, but that's destiny, innit?
No, but I feel like it's always the woman in the relationship who's like, no, we need to put the kid in school and you're a dickhead and don't be like, we're both mavericks. We could raise the kid.
We are mavericks.
P.S. I think you should do this speech at the adoption agency. Oh my God. Listen, love. Yeah, we want 5. I'm not one. Who fucking wants 1? You don't want 1. You want 5. You can't play 5 aside. We can't play 1 aside, dickhead. And we're mavericks, me and Carl. We know what kids want. FIFA, spaghetti for breakfast. Why are you closing the door? Don't lock the fucking door.
Exactly.
KY jelly.
See, this is what he does.
It's a heritage
This is what
thing.
he does all the time. He takes the piss, right? And then when it happens and it works, he'll be like, I'm sorry. Because it happens all the time. He's always like, that'll be fucking stupid, that. Don't be a dickhead. And then it'll pan out. It'll be sound. And then he'll be like, do you know what? I fucked up there. You were right. Can my kid play in goal? And we'll be like, it can be a sub.
Right. Okay. Well, I will get my apology ready. And
Because what you've got to think of,
that.
right, is, who wants 1? I want 5. Out there, sometimes, right, very rare, but sometimes people get pregnant with 5 babies. You have quintuplets, right? And that can be too much pressure. And often they'll give up the quintuplets because they'll be like, I only expected 1 kid, can't deal with it, right? Because it's a newish relationship to be together.
Do they give away 4?
No.
Keep the best one.
Because you can't split them up.
Oh, right.
So
right.
they give up.
No. He's obviously done the research.
So they give up.
I love it when his eyes, he's like, alive. He's alive.
They give up all,
he's alive with his own bullshit.
They give up all 5.
I wanted 1. I'm not doing 5. Pop, 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 pop. Get out.
Exactly. But then at the adoption agency, they're ideally looking for someone who'll take all 5.
Not easy.
Couples who've been together a few years and have decided to adopt or whatever, they don't want to take all 5 on. It's hard. Sometimes they get split up. They give them all like a 1/5 of a medallion, hoping they come back together one day.
Is that how it happens? How many animated films have you been watching recently?
But what they really want is all 5 to go to one home and be raised together. And that's where me and him can come in.
Yes. And we call them the Power Rangers. That'll be the names.
Do you know you're in a relationship? If Serica's watching this, she's going to be like, what? I thought we were going to have babies, Carl.
Serica will just be happy that she's never going to have to push a child out. She can keep...
Or 5.
Exactly. She could live with us. Serica can come live with us. I don't mind. She can have her own room.
Having 5 kids.
Yeah.
Power Rangers, not kids.
Yeah, but not just 5 kids. 5 little fucking legends.
There's where the KY jelly comes in. How big was your head at birth?
Are they all boys?
Maybe it was left over.
Are they all
I
boys?
was a cesarean, mate.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking ask how cesarean. Chop it up, lube it up, get it out.
I was an emergency cesarean, and then my little brother was a planned cesarean because I was an emergency.
Yeah.
Like they flapped it because like I was fucking like doing karate or something. They were like, we need to get him out now.
Doing karate?
In the womb. I was just like, fucking let me out, lad. And they went, let's just cut him out.
Hey, mate, we've got to get him out. He's a fucking ninja.
They don't flap it. They go through the belly.
Kobe!
Hey, come on.
Well,
Yeah.
Wasn't that a mystery fucking tour of a first section?
I honestly think me and Carl would be the best dads.
You think you are the best at a lot of things, though, and you love him, and I don't know if it would be the best thing for the kids.
I genuinely don't see a problem.
No.
Like, I know it's not normal, and I know I was half taking the piss for a bit there, but I don't see where it could possibly go wrong.
Answers to haveawordpod@gmail.com.
Having a kid with someone, you and Laura will be together forever. You just will. You just know it works. You're amazing. You support her. She supports you. You got 2 kids.
Oh, yeah.
And you both know.
Forever. For now.
Exactly.
Come on.
Right. But relationships end. Trust me. I know. Okay?
You've been hurt.
I'm never going to break up with him.
No.
So the kids will always have a stable home. Do you know what I mean?
Not living in stables. Horses.
Mate,
We're never going to break up.
Finn, is the fire extinguisher around? Because
I'm on fire.
We're never going to break up. If, like, you know, arguments in a relationship, you've seen how often me and him argue, and it's as soon as the argument's had, it's done, innit? There's no resentment. It's just
no.
Like, it's just over. Don't need to talk about it. There's no grudges held. We'd be fucking boss parents. We'd never argue in front of the kids. We'd go in the garden, call each other to come back in, make their tea, let them have a game of FIFA, play a bit of Kaplunk.
sounds like northern parenting, actually.
Kaplunk?
To be fair. Kaplunk.
Do you want to play Kaplunk with the kids?
No, I don't. I prefer to play Monopoly.
Yeah, but I'm just saying different. You can't play Monopoly every
Are
day.
you two actually getting into this? Did you have your first, lovers tiff? Like, hey, love, don't want to play Kaplunk. I see my kids as more Monopoly.
You've got to have a few options, though. Oh, shit.
You ever play Risk? I like to play Risk with them.
Bit of Risk, bit of Cluedo.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Ooh. Game night at the fucking... What was that? The Roglers.
The Roglers. Yeah. You don't need to double battle it, because then the Tory. You can't be the Roreglers. You can't be the
You're
Regal
amalgamating it.
Yeah, you got to...
Rogler.
The Roglers.
Carl and Adam Rogler.
Yeah.
And their 5 heroin addict kids.
No, we'd have 6. 3 called Carl.
Why's that
3
one
called
got
Adam.
Kaplunk spikes in its eye? Because honestly, it's destiny.
What'd you say?
We'd have 6. 3 Adams, 3 Carls.
Yeah.
All
You-
spelled differently.
Have you just asked for an extra one?
Yeah.
So you're waiting for someone to give up 6 tuplets?
No, do you know what, lad? We'll still just go for 5 and you can have 3 cars. Say,
Nice one, lad.
compromise.
What's that?
That's why
Oh
things
my
work.
God, that works in relationships.
Nice one, lad.
See? But the 2 hardest ones are getting called Adam. That's fair.
How do you know how hard they are when they're
I'll
little?
make them fight. Like pit bulls.
Good God.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that. The 3 Carls, dog, with the best hair.
Yeah.
Sound.
My kid's not playing with your kids.
He's not welcome.
They sound fierce.
Not welcome in Casa de Rogler.
Casa de Rogler.
Casa de Rogler will live in fucking Sandfield Park by Alder Hospital in West Derby. Massive fucking mansion house.
Yeah.
Why near Alder Hay, the
Close to the
children's
hospital.
hospital?
Because it's like the nicest area to Liverpool. It's like a fucking gated community. It's fucking sick. It's boss around there.
They can have a house each.
You can have a car each.
How much sugar's in that fucking Pepsi?
I had a coffee on the way in.
All right. Now it's making sense.
Yeah. But I honestly think it could work.
Dan, you could be the godfather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To the Carls.
You're not your godfather.
No. I want Carl to be the godfather to the Adams.
Right.
And the dad.
And
Who's the mum? Do
And the mum.
You're the mum.
you reckon?
Yeah.
Tits.
Yeah.
And one flap. Pissing all over the fucking kitchen. Can we call a break?
Yeah.
Because I fear for children I haven't met.
How many dogs do you want?
2. 1 each, actually.
Hello, everyone. My name is Adam Rowe. I am one of the co-hosts of the Have a Word podcast. Now, if you're not into it yet, you might have seen a couple of clips we put on social media, but the full episodes you can get on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, all the main podcast platforms. We're on all of them, every single one. Also, on top of that, we do an extra episode of this stuff, a full-length episode every single week on Patreon. If you don't know what Patreon is, it's a way for you to support creators while getting a few benefits for yourself. So, our Patreon memberships start at just £3 a month. You can pay £3, £5, or 10, and the more money you give us, the more benefits you get. But everyone who pays for our podcast gets an extra episode every single week, and they get up to 48 hours early access on the public episodes. You can sign up today at patreon.com/haveawordpod. Go and do that now for us. Like this video, share it for us, and tell all your mates to give me some fucking money. Okay?
Make a second section.
Welcome back. Have you seen the video before we crack on?
Yeah.
Of the Ghanaian.
Ghanesian. The
Ghanaian fella reading out the football scores.
Unbelievable.
Why isn't it garnish?
Garnish. Garnish.
No, garnish, like a fucking sprinkle of coriander on your curry. I don't think I've laughed at anything as much as I laughed at Carl.
It felt so on point at Have a Word, didn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
several people tweeted us going, lads. And I was like, this is a fake African newsreader. And then you're like, I don't think it is.
That's real. And what's really funny is the ones he mispronounces. The ones he mispronounces are amazing. But some of my favourite moments are when he pronounces them right, but he seems like surprised that he nailed it. And he goes like, Fulham! Nil. He calmed down.
Aston Villa.
Chelsea 4. Sheffield United.
Sheffield United's unbelievable.
My favourite one is Wolverhampton Wanderers and Tottenham.
When he goes,
Sunday? Where's my primary going? Nil. Tottenham hotspot twist. 1.
have you seen him do Serie A? Yeah, that's the one. The Serie A and the Bundesliga.
Borussia Mönchengladbach.
Oh my God. When he tries to say Hoffenheim and he just goes, and then he's like, I don't know how this is my job either.
Oh, yeah, I just, like, sometimes it's like he tries to calm himself down because it's so like, yeah! Like he goes, Everton, 1. Manchester United, 3.
Why is he in full black tie as well?
Yeah.
He's literally looks like he's going to like the Ghanaian Sports Awards or something. He's got
He's
a
a fucking news anchor.
What?
He's a news anchor.
He's wearing black tie. As in a dicky bow, white shirt and black. He's not wearing a jacket and a tie. It's like he's going to an awards night.
They got tux on.
So maybe that's just what their customs are over there. You need to be more sensitive to other cultures.
Fucking prick. Have a wig put. This is from Wes. This caught my eye.
Want to see the state of our Wes?
I wanted to see what you thought about bullying and bullies as a whole. The general assumption is this is something that happens on a school playground, but the older I've got, the more I've witnessed this happen in the workplace, whether this be in groups or individually taking the piss out of someone who is more vulnerable and not as strong socially. Have you fellas dealt with these types of people? Have you ever come across someone who's tried to persistently take the piss in your life, and how have you dealt with it, or how would you deal with it? All the best for the future, Wes. It's the first time in 100 episodes someone's asked about bullying.
Yeah, I think. So I worked in McDonald's when I was 16 until I was 18, and some of the staff in there were fucking horrible. Like they really I didn't even know you were doing it. They were really fucking horrible. Like, I won't name any names, but a couple of the women in there were really fucking horrible to one of the men who worked there.
How old were what are we talking? Who's the lead cunt, basically? Who's being the
They were all
shittiest?
sort of like late 20s, early 30s.
So they supervisors and managers?
Yeah. And they would really, like...
Top-down cuntery.
There was a fella who worked there who, like, he was dead sound. I got on with him really well. But they would, like... The way they spoke to him was just different to everyone else, and they made him feel like shit. And I was too young and immature to stand up for him. Like, I don't really take that. If you've seen how I handle anyone speaking to me like shit, like when that fucking car park woman, I don't... Like, if someone who even is my boss...
I've seen it up front.
Like,
I called you on something the other week, and you fucking... What? I think that's a respect thing as well, innit? But it's also like a... If you know your position in the world, you can go, no, fuck off. And you also get to go, hey, leave him the fuck alone. But when you're 18, 19, you're all like, please like me.
I was like 16, 17.
Yeah, it's even harder.
Younger. So, but like, I've had this problem. It's sort of a skew on this question, but I had a problem when I worked in nightclubs. When I was just a member of staff, some managers loved me. and some of them hated me. And it's because if a manager asked me to do something, I would ask why. Like, I was not the type to be like, well, you're the manager and I'm the slave, so whatever you say goes.
You're 3.5 years older than me and have been working here for 5 years.
You earn 20 pence an hour more than I do, so you know everything.
I'll call you Lord.
But, like, there's some, in bar work, there's this sort of long-standing, this is not really about bullying, it's just a sort of sign out. We will come back to that. Like, there's a long-standing thing, isn't there? Like, on a day when it's quiet as fuck, the owner or like the head manager will say to the bar manager, don't have the staff just sat around doing nothing. So they'll try and find jobs that don't need to be doing.
Clean the bar.
No, not even that, because I get that. But they'd be like, will you go to the cellar? And you know where the Corona is? I want that where the Peroni normally is. And put the Peroni where the Budweiser is. Just move it round a bit, because we sell more Peroni than Corona. So let's have that near the door. And it's basically just, we're paying you £6.50 an hour and there's no customers at the minute. So go and just fucking do something, because I can't be arsed watching you stand there. And I'd go, why? Why are we doing that? Well, you need to be doing something. I don't though, do I? It just doesn't matter. Like, I'm not doing something for the sake of doing it. Just, like, send me on a break. I'll go on an hour break if you want. I'd rather do that than go and do something that doesn't fucking matter. So, some managers love that. Because I'll go, why would I do that? Do you want me to clean the bar? I'll clean the bar. The bar could do with a clean. I'll deep clean the fridge. But I'm not going to do something that just doesn't fucking need to be done.
Do you think you'd have made a good soldier?
No. I couldn't be in the army.
Right, war. Why? What's why? Hey, lad, war. What is it good for? Send us on a break.
Yeah, but there's like the managers in McDonald's. Some of them were amazing, but some of them are just like, I'm the fucking manager. I passed my manager's exam, so you do what the fuck I'm saying.
Because she probably had a manager. They probably had managers that were arseholes to them.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have pass the baton of country.
Yeah, but like this, the fella I'm talking about, they would just like, I'm the manager, so fucking do it or you get sacked. Do you want to be sacked? And he just needed the job. So he just took so much shit.
And he knew he wasn't going to stand up for himself.
I just like, I wish I was a bit older or a bit more confident at the time to be like, the fuck are you talking to him like that for? Because if someone talks to me like shit, I think genuinely, and this might be a self-serving bias, I'm dead sound with people, and I'm really respectful of people until they're not respectful of me. The second I feel an inch of disrespect from someone, I snap. It's not like a gradual thing. If you're a cunt to me, I can be so overwhelmingly aggressive. If I feel like you're treating me like shit when I've done nothing wrong, then it's just done. And I can just be like, no, fuck you, fuck your whole family, and here's why you should go and kill yourself.
Yeah, but there's also like, I mean, sometimes socially, people like who are like that don't half make things fucking eggy. But at the same time, there's something quite transparent about it, innit? Like, you know, like, I'm not going to literally sit in this dressing room and call you a cunt. But I'm not keen on you, mate. And if you press me on it, I'm going to tell you I'm not keen on you. I'm not being like, all right, mate, how are the kids? Hey, all right, yeah, I'll message you. WhatsApp me about that thing. And inside going, I fucking hate you, you shit. Like, people who behave like that, who are like, oh, fuck that, fuck this, I'm not into that. It's not always the easiest conversation or the easiest workplace, but at least it's black and white. Sometimes
Comedy's bad for that, innit?
Comedy, see,
Edinburgh.
I think there's an element of, if you're going to be a pro at anything, get on with it. Yeah. And understand that you're going to work with people who you don't rate, you don't particularly like. They'll have done something to you. But in the grand scheme of things, it's not love and war. It's just gigs and fucking stage time. Just be nice, play nice, be a professional. But there is also, and this is something that I don't like about comedy, there is a cuntery that I don't think is bad as it used to be. Because the Jongleurs circuit that died off, which was all like a very like laddie, stag do sort of, it was quite a closed-in circuit of older comics who were entrenched in their circuit. It was almost like a circuit within the circuit, and they were horrible cunts, some of those dressing rooms. And I think because that died off, because there's now more acts, there's younger acts, it's lessened, there's some nicer people about. But I can spot some cuntery in a dressing room. And I'm like, I don't know if I'd prefer people to be a bit more honest and be like, yeah, I'm not asked about you, and I'm not going to pretend to be a friend. Because when I see snakery and like, oh yeah, brilliant, and then they wait till they leave the dressing room, and then they're like, fucking shit.
See, there's a
You're like,
difference.
ooh, and I've probably been guilty of doing something similar myself. But as I grow older, I look back and think it's a kind of bullying. It's a country.
There's a difference
Can I say country anymore on this podcast? Apologies, that'll be the last one.
There's a difference between being professional, polite, and being two-faced. Like, there's comedians I don't like who I have to work with, and when they come in a dressing room,
Name them. No,
I have on Patreon.
Oh shit!
But there's people who will walk in a dressing room who I don't like, or whatever, for whatever reason. I've seen something they've done, or I don't like how they did whatever. But I'm a professional, and my career's a big part of my life, so I'm not going to fucking throw it down the fucking bin just because someone was a gobshite sometime. So if they walk in, I'll be like...
We've done a weekend.
Yeah.
We've done a weekend together.
Yeah.
Last year, where Adam... we're not going to say the name, but for the whole weekend, this is the point before we did the podcast. Yeah. This is how long ago it was. It was before I started the Hack Radio pod, and it was when you were trying to do like
top 5.
And we recorded it in the dressing room. So we were like so far, but we were starting to get on really well at that point, weren't we?
Yeah.
And we went for a bit of food that weekend. We hung out, and there was so many points of the weekend in taxis and in the dressing room where I looked over Adam, and he was doing this face like,
yeah.
Because someone was chatting bullshit and you didn't want to be like, shut up, you knob. But I knew from everything about your body language, you wanted to go, shut up, you knob.
So that comic that you're talking about, their life is worse than mine because they're constantly unhappy, and I get it. And maybe they're having a bad time. Sound. I don't like them. But when they're in a dressing room, I don't hate them. They've never really done anything personal to me. So I'm not going to be like, oh, this miserable twat's here. So I'm just like, hey, mate, you're all right? Yeah, sound. And I'll have a baseline colleague level conversation with them. But I also won't be like, should we go out for dinner tomorrow? Me and Dan are going for food. Do you want to join us? Because I don't want them to be there. Do you know what I mean? But what I hate is those people who are like...
It was your face that weekend, just like...
But if someone's being a gobshite to me, or let's say in that dressing room, that comic was horrible to you, or started being a cunt about something... I'm at the stage now where I'll be like, I'll pull them up on it. Do you know what I mean? If they said something out of line to me or to you, if like they were like they were like to you, oh, the way you did that on stage didn't like that. Be like, well, it's not to fucking do with you, is it?
Yeah.
He's comparing, so if he wants to do crowd work like that, it's his fucking business. It fucking works. Shut the fuck up. Like I've seen people in dressing rooms, older school comics like you're talking about, who are like, no, it should be done this way. And there's a divide in comedy about what the compere should do. Should the compere go out and just do crowd work? Should the compere go out and do a bit of crowd work, then do a bit of written material so that the audience are ready for written material? And different comics like different things. And about 18 months ago now, I was in a dressing room for the same chain of comedy clubs that we were playing. And
the Chuckle Huts.
There was an older school comic opening, right? And a real solid compare. And I was closing that night, right? So it was after that one I'd done with you. And you know why, sort of thing. We'll talk about it in a minute. But I think this older school comic was like fuming that someone 20 years their junior was closing, because they do get that
so many times.
But the compare went out and just did a load of material. A load of crowd work, and didn't do any material. They ripped it, brought the opening act on, and the opening act didn't have a very good gig. It was fine, got away with it, but just not good enough. And when there's an older school comic like that who resents the fact that there's a younger guy going on to close over them, they feel like this pressure to be like, well, I've got to be fucking better than him to show this comedy club that they've got this the wrong way around. And it just wasn't a gig that was going to go that way. And they come off and went to the compare. You need to be doing material, because you brought me on there and they weren't ready for material. You need to do material before you bring the opener on. And the compare was like, because the compare was new to the club.
Oh, yeah.
And they were like, oh.
Throwing their weight around a bit.
Yeah, they went, well, tomorrow I'll do it that way. And I went, no, you don't have to do that. And the older school was like, what? And I went, yeah, you don't have to do that. Like, you're comparing. You're entitled to host the show. You ripped it. You've done your job. They were ready for the show. It'll be fine. It's like, you don't tell the compare how to do it. They've been booked to compare. You've been
You
booked
can
to
have
do
a preference.
Yeah.
You can have a preference.
You don't tell people
but
how
you
to do
don't
it.
get to tell people how to do it.
No.
Those older Sue comics have come from an era where it was almost like a bit of a cabal, wasn't it? Like they had that Jongleurs dressing room. I remember doing my first open spot in Jongleurs, and they were all mates, and they were all late 30s, mid 40s, and I was like, felt so young. Hardly anyone made eye contact with me, and they get to just throw the weight around, and then things change. Stand-up in the UK improves. That chain dies away because it was a dog shit version of comedy. And there's some of them have just disappeared, and some of them are now having to play ball with newer, more interesting acts. And like, this is how you should do it. Like, one of my least favourite things in stand-up is comics telling other comics how to do it. I have ideas on how I like it done. I don't tell someone how to do it. We've got mates who aren't, it's not even a young old thing. We've got a mate who's obsessed with when they're comparing that someone shouldn't do crowd work in their set. And they're like, well, I don't think you should because then it ruins my compare. And you're like, once it's their stage time, they can do what the fuck they want.
Yeah.
You don't have to like it. You just have to concentrate and see what's going on. I'm sorry. That's how it works. Don't be, that is a prime example of bullying.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
It's the job of the comic is, are you ripping it? And one more thing on the old guy thing, the old guard of comedy. A lot of them are amazing, by the way. We need to say that. There's a lot of comics who've been doing this 25, 30 years who are fucking unbelievable, supportive of new acts, and they put their out. Geordie Dave Johns, was amazing with me when I first started. That night in Chester, that I had a really good gig that you were on. He was on that night, and he put me in touch with the Hyena. He said he was going to speak to Julia at Highlight, and he was like, you're going to be a comic, and I want to help you. He's fucking amazing, Dave. He can be a whiny old twat on Facebook, and he fucking knows it, but he's dead sound, and he's got his opinions, and he's like, no, this is what I think, and you can have a different one, but I think I'm right. So
he's cantankerous, but he's a great comic.
He's a great comic, and he's really sound. There's a load of them like that. But there's all, like we've said, there's some bitter old twats. And one of my favourite fucking things in the world, and this is like the competitive side of me coming out, is, and there's one example that sticks out, and I'll tell you their name off pod, because I don't want to be slagging people off on pod. It's not fair. I remember doing a tryout for Jongleurs in Croydon. Do you remember Croydon?
I do.
So me and Carl went down, because I was doing a gig in Croydon, and it was in Tiger Croydon. And we went down to have a night out, and the night out was fun. I remember at one point afterwards, we're in this nightclub, and a girl comes over and goes, John shot Sambuca, and we're in London. And he went, should we have one, lad? And in Liverpool, the girl walking around with a bottle of shots, it's £1 a shot, right? And she went, yeah, so how many do you want? And he was like, how much are they? She went, £6 each. And he went, not a fucking chance, fuck off. And she went, well, you're going to be paying 10 quid at the bar. So, and he went, no, I'm fucking not, because I'm just not going to fucking buy them. But
I was recently single as well. I broke up with my ex-girlfriend the day before.
Yeah.
So it was a fucking
10 quid for a shot of Sambuca.
Fucking insane.
I would rather walk back to Liverpool to get a shot and then come back to dance.
There was a comic on that night who I also ended up doing another tryout with at Highlight, I think. But they were just dead rude to me. Like, you're below me. And you're like, and at the time I was below them. But a couple of years later, they came to Hot Water on like a Wednesday night. This was literally about 2 or 3 years ago, right? It was at Seal Street, so you want to be in there.
Times have changed, right? Motherfucker.
And I was closing the Wednesday night, and they were there to do a 15-minute unpaid set to be seen. And they were so nice to me. And I hate that more than anything in the world, because they were like, oh my God, mate, I haven't seen you for years, you're doing so well. I remember gigging with you when we did Jongleurs together in Croydon.
I remember being a cunt to you, but now I'm your best mate.
You could tell that night in Croydon that you were going to be a comic. Oh, mate. And I was like, you couldn't, because it was one of the worst gigs anyone has ever had. There was 7 people in the audience, and everyone died of fucking horrendous death. And yeah, that to me is the worst person in the world. Someone who, you're below me, fuck you. And as soon as you just pass them, hey! I'd rather he'd have turned up Hot Water and been like, you're right, mate. I'd have respected them more if they were just constantly a cunt, rather than, oh, you could maybe help me now, so I'm going to be nice to you.
I've got a few lines under a few names mentally where I'm waiting to hear from them now that this is doing well. Yeah. Just a couple of people that I asked things of.
Yeah.
Just random things.
Yeah.
Asked to do a podcast once, and they were like, no. We'll need someone with a little bit more profile. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll get remembered. But I tell you what, comedy has come on from this I mean, we slag off jonglers so much, but the majority of these guys were nice, but there was just a bad culture within that. And I think comedy's come a long way in terms of dressing rooms and how, like, we've gone from bullying to sort of snakery, really, haven't we? And being two-faced and whatnot. You don't see many instances of something like bullying in a dressing room. No, like it's not a woke industry, but it's quite it's comedy. You look at it and you be like, oh, it's a little northern men, you know, at comedy clubs like the Frog and Bucket, but they're guys who are empathetic and aware and socially aware. They're on Twitter. Like, we're part of, you know, it's not just as working men's club as a lot of London acts see it. I'm in some dressing rooms and it is very supportive, and there's work to be done with women in dressing rooms and young girls that try and stand up as well. And the industry is actively trying to do it. But there are a couple of comics who throw their weight around, but it stands out.
Totally.
And they get called out.
They do. They really do. I think it's very important that they are as well. But it is worth saying, because bullying and piss-taking were sort of intertwined there. There is piss-taking amongst mates. And that's one of my favourite things in a green room. Like, Hot Water get a bit of flack at the minute, and rightly so, because sometimes their bills are a bit samey. They book a lot of the same acts because we deliver, and their attitude is, well, people are paying to see you. You've got all the videos out. So if I do like a Hot Water bill, and there was one a few months ago where it was me, you, Danny McLaughlin, Paul Smith, and that green room, we will slag each other off to each other's faces, and it's funny as fuck, because we all know we're all mates and it's sound. You can add Freddie Quinn into that. You can add Milo McCabe into that. You can add Mandy Knight, Beth Black into that. The regulars at that club, we will literally be like when I was on stage and I did that comparing thing, which we've mentioned before, where I went to a woman, where are you from? And she was like, Aintree. And all I had was to go, horses. I've never heard the end of that. And that's piss-taken. And that's funny.
That's what we do on this podcast.
Yeah. You want to be piss-taken. I love it when I get to a green room and I'm like, everyone's going to be horrible to each other's face for the whole weekend because we all know it's not serious.
Yeah.
But making someone feel uncomfortable or using a position of power to make them feel like they don't deserve to breathe the same fucking green room air as you. And it happened in McDonald's. I've seen it there. It's happened in bars as well. The McDonald's one, though, it always sticks in my mind that I always think of that.
Call it out. It's different when you're at school. I remember being at school and I look back and think, fuck, I saw some stuff that I should have been like, that's just, it was bullying.
Yeah.
Because I was like, well, I'm not doing it. You're like, you're still part of the problem, really.
Yeah.
But in adult life, you should know the difference of right and wrong. Fucking hell. There are some cantankerous old bastards in comedy clubs, though.
Miserable swats.
I mean, that is one question, one section, isn't it?
Sounds good to me. I think we should have a little break.
Beautifully done, mate.
We've got, on this subject, I'm quite proud of what we're doing with this podcast because we've had some big names on that couch already and they're going to get bigger and bigger as this podcast goes on. But we're also putting people on who are up and coming, who we just really like. And today we're bringing a lad in called Vittorio Angelone, who you haven't met him yet, have you?
No, not in real person, but not in real life. I've just done the Doing Bits, his podcast with Eshan.
Yeah, and I've never met him either, but we've just seen a lot of his stuff online over the past few months.
So funny.
And thought, you know what? He seems dead sound. He's funny as fuck. Let's bring him in. We're going to go and pick him up from the train station, get ourselves a bite to eat. You won't see any of that. We'll be back after this message from our sponsors, Moneybags, and then we'll have Vittorio Angelone joining us on the orange sofa.
All right there, lids. I want to tell you about our sponsor, Supreme CBD. If you've not yet used Supreme CBD or any CBD products, try them now. They can actually improve your quality of life. If you've got any problems with sleep, anxiety, any skin issues, I've got it. I use it. It's really good for your skin. It comes in gummy bear form. You've got sprays. You've got tablets. It's incredible for improving your general health and happiness. Try it out at supremecbd.uk and use our code WORD, W-O-R-D, to save 30% off all orders with code WORD, WORD. Nice one.
I've just watched a new video of him when you were out. He's doing Serie A.
Oh.
Borussia Dortmund.
That's how fucked he was. That was Serie A. Got the wrong league there, lad.
He did say Borussia Dortmund though, but it was Serie A. Did he change the Bundesliga?
I think it's edited so it's Serie A and the Bundesliga.
It must be. Yeah.
Vittorio Angelone talking about Serie A. Hey. I'd love him to introduce you like
The best one I had was an MC from please welcome to the stage Valentino. Fuck. And I had to go on.
Valentino, fuck.
Hey, you've got your urban comedy name sorted though, haven't you?
Valentino,
Do we have to say the something? It's always Vittorio the entertainer or
The fuck.
It is quite funny how much compares struggle with names. You know, like I remember you remember Lewis?
Not yours though.
No, mine's quite easy. I've had Rowe though. Adam Rowe. I have had some fuck ups.
Adam Rowe.
But you know what? Like your name is a bit exotic. Right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I can understand a little bit that someone can have a bit of trouble with it. You know who I started out with? Lewis Phillips Calvert, who is a lad me and Carl went to school with. We started stand-up pretty much the same time. He's funny as fuck, but he just gave up because he couldn't be asked with the commitment that comedy takes. Really good writer.
It doesn't matter.
Lewis Phillips Calvert. 3 very basic names.
Yeah.
The amount of times compares fucked it up. He was Lewis Fillins Calvin, Lewis Phillips Calvin, Lewis Phillies Calvart.
Oh my God.
And in the end, he just gave up and just changed to Lewis Calvert because compares just cut like professional compares that again, we won't slag anyone off. It would like beat the frog like Lewis Phillips Calvert.
I can do 2 names. I can't do 3.
Although Calvert, I always think looks French.
Calvert.
Yeah, I always think it's
Louis
French.
Calvert.
Louis Calvert. When we do Beat the Frog, and I've been doing it twice a month for a long time, and I don't check the list, there's like 12 acts on. If there are some, choice, foreign feeling sounding names, and I've not done the little run through of the, you just look like such a prick, where you're like, Mohammed, I've not practiced this one. Fumabani, he's all right. Calvert, that'll do.
But I because my plan initially was come up, do this, and then I think I found were you supposed to be doing this Sunday or Monday or whatever it is?
What's
following this week? Beat the Frog.
Right, okay, yeah.
I was like, that'd be sick. I'll do the pod, and then I'll just hang around, stay with my cousin in Manchester, and then I'll do Beat the Frog on the Monday.
Right.
But now the
fucking COVID.
China AIDS.
China AIDS. Is that what you call it?
China AIDS. Quite an interesting debate that, isn't it? Because Trump's such a hated figure, like calling it China virus or the China AIDS or the China clap or whatever you want to call it.
The China flu.
Yeah.
The best one was Kung Flu.
Kung Flu.
Oh, Kung Flu was, I mean, he's got fucking SNL writers for that one. God almighty.
Only Shane Gillis, though. I was so inside baseball, I'm sorry.
But, like, it's weird, innit? Because that's where it came from. But racists can't let us have anything funny without making it too hateful. Like, we could have all called it the Chinese virus, the Kung Flu, the Hong Kong Fluey, right? We could have all had that and all had a really nice laugh about it. But then racists have to go and beat up vaguely Chinese-looking men in central London.
Can you stop pointing at me?
Yeah, Trump.
You know, racists.
Yeah,
like,
well, the hair.
I got told I look like a member of one of the other bobsled teams from Cool Runnings.
You look like
the enemy ones. The evil German ones. We have been bobsleighing for years. I haven't watched that film for 25 years, and I know that's spot on.
If there was a school shooter in your town, you'd be in trouble because you're going to match the E-fit. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Fucking if.
Like a panicked 9-year-old. He was blonde. It was long. He was smiling all the time. He seemed happy. He had a jumper on.
Yeah, it is school shootery. It is.
Yeah, it is a lot. Is
As
that
if
what
I'm
you were
in any
going for?
position.
Because we've only met, you only met either of us virtually.
Yes. Yeah.
And when I did your podcast with Eshan Akbar, shout out, have a word legend, Eshan Akbar.
He's getting too much now, though.
I'm sick of it.
He's starting to ride out Twitter with it, isn't he? He's like, "Oh, guys, you might know me from being the Have a Word legend." We're like, "All right, Eshan."
Okay, yeah, fuck Eshan, fuck his family, fuck all his people, and his entire line of hereditary.
I mean, we're getting him back on though, aren't we?
Yeah.
quite soon, and then it's obviously we'll build him
Need
up
the
again.
views for that fucking sweet.
But you've given him a confidence that I'd never seen from the man before.
He's been validated,
And I'm sick of it. And I blame it. Eshan, grow up, mate.
I don't want him to
You're
go.
the whitest brown man in the
I
world.
love the fact that he's a big fat brown adult baby. I really like it. I really want to see him in a nappy.
Is that your thing?
Tell me that wouldn't be hilarious. Eshan Akbar in a nappy.
Bengali heritage men in nappies. Is that what you're into?
Gandhi?
Oh, he's not having a Gandhi wank. Oh, do you know you're hungover when you're having a Gandhi wank?
By the way, on the
What's a Gandhi wank?
That.
on the drunk episode that we did, which once this goes out has already been out, I said someone set themselves on fire Gandhi style because I got Gandhi confused with the Dalai Lama.
Was that?
Dalai Lama threatened to set himself on fire.
No.
To achieve
No, that was
peace.
Taoist
No,
monks.
it's not the Dalai Lama
Free in
though.
Tibetan
It's
monks.
all over the show. I can't remember this bit. No, it wasn't Gandhi. It was Thatcher. What? Who was it? Oh, wasn't it the Pope? Someone said that. Yeah, it's the monks in Vietnam.
Yeah,
And Tibet as well.
All right, okay.
yeah.
It wasn't the Dalai Lama, but
It's always a weird threat, that though, isn't it?
What?
Do what I say, or I'm going to set myself on fire.
See, Irish people
Be
don't
really
get, we don't
inconvenient for
get
me,
that
though.
kind of terrorism. We stay well fucking clear of what's going on. Plant it, run, see you later.
Plant it, run, see you later, but give them a bell first.
Yeah, 100%.
yeah.
Always put up. So polite.
Polite terrorism. Let you know it's coming.
It's given me the fear that I can't remember that conversation from the lockdown lock-in whatsoever. And then I'm like, what else has been said?
Oh, so
By this point, everyone will know.
yeah, me and Carl edited it yesterday in my house, and I could hear the whole thing, and it's definitely for behind a paywall.
Nothing got edited out, just to say. Nothing went out, but I had to make it just more viewable because
Yeah, you have to
at
go
some
between
points,
the cameras and stuff.
at some points it was just a bit inaudible.
Like, you shouldn't watch it because it'll give you the fear. But when you dyed your hair, were you going for the school shooter look? Was there a reason you went blonde?
I
I
think
don't think he was definitely going for a school shooter. Like, bowling for Columbine.
No,
I'm
but
ready.
some people like to be feared.
I hate that. See,
Vittorio.
I hate my worst nightmare is people being scared of me. I thought it would look nice, and I thought it would just make me stand out from all the other straight white males on the comedy circuit.
Yeah.
I basically, at the minute, it feels like either Dara O'Brien or Ed Byrne has to die for me to get on Mock the Week.
Yeah.
Good. Or set themselves on fire.
And I'm
Do
just-
the right thing.
I'm just like balancing either. So if Ed Byrne goes first, I'll keep the hair long. But if Dara O'Brien goes, I'll buzz it off and start talking about stars and shit.
Where's the Northern Irish representation in comedy?
The last
Keelty's.
person on Mock the Week from Northern Ireland was Patrick Keelty.
Yeah.
The last one from Liverpool. John Bishop, not even letting him have that. He's from Runcorn.
Is he? He's not, yeah.
I got bumped from a lineup in Belfast for John Bishop, and I wasn't that annoyed.
What, you got fucked off? Like
Yeah.
New York Comedy Club style?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was supposed to be on, and then they were like, I can't tell you why, but just come down and watch, but you're not on anymore.
What was John Bishop doing? Just passing
He
through?
was filming, do you know that tour thing that he did?
Right.
Because basically it was all supposed to be like nice little comedy clubs and pubs and stuff. And the only gig he'd done in Belfast was the Arena. So he wanted to reshoot it in like a small comedy clubs for all these mad cameras there and shit. And I was like, that's fair.
If you're looking at what you want to achieve in comedy, that is one of the levels you really would like to get to. I'm filming this thing, and I'm just going to pop in and just do 20 minutes. That's what you'd love to be at a level like. Could you just fuck off anyone who's in that spot? Because I'm coming to try out some new stuff. Oh,
I really, really, really love squeezing onto a bill, though. They're my favourite gigs. Top Secret in London. I can do it there. The boat show in London, I could do that because my agent runs it. And a couple of weeks ago, before this second lockdown hit, I had a Saturday night off and just went to Hot Water. And on the Late Show, they only had 2 acts on. They were just doing one break. And I was like, because it was the last night of gigging before it all went to shit. And I went to Binty. I'd fucking love to just do a gig. Can we do one on Tuesday? And Binty was like, you can get on tonight if you want. Just go on after the headliner. Just go and do whatever. It was fucking...
not a traditional spot.
No, just go on after the closer and just do whatever. And I did like half an hour. It was fucking...
I don't like people that don't, like aren't up for that. Like, you know, people that are running like a pretty shitty open mic and you're there and you're like, oh, like, could you throw me on
Yeah.
for 5? Because there was 2 gigs on in Belfast, and it was like kind of the same gig twice. And I wasn't on the first one, but I was supposed to be on the second one. And then the lockdown got called, so the second one got cancelled. And I was at the first one, and I said to the guy, like, oh, could you chuck me on for 5 minutes just so I get a gig before it all disappears again? And he was like, no, because we have to run to this time and this time. And I'm like, just MC 5 minutes less.
Yeah, but that's when you know you're not. I'm not slagging off that gig particularly, but be a proper club and just show a bit of flex.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like we start at 8:20. The compere comes off at 8:30. Just be a fucking proper comedy club. I remember Jason Manford turning up to his own gig when he owned part of the Laugh-In in Chester. He was like, because Jason Manford is well known, very fucking sound comic. He's not everyone's favourite stand-up in comedy, but if you actually watch what he does, you're like, fuck me, he's there for a reason. Mm-hmm. He's an excellent comic. And he owned the gig, and he'd come down, and he literally was like a 30% shareholder, and everyone was like, oh, you should go on. You know, we can move the bill around. He went, I'll just go on at the end. Like, he's so sound, and just went on the end and did like 50 minutes, and it still worked.
Of course it did. They're happy to see him. And I think comedians and promoters get bogged down because we're so used to like the way the bill runs. And it's like, no, they need a comic and then they need a compare, then 20 and then a break. They're ready for a break then. And at the end of the night, oh no, they're ready to go home. They've had enough. If you ask the audience, they don't know that every comic does 20 minutes. They haven't got a fucking clue. They just know the compare comes on and brings someone on and they do a bit. And then the compare goes on and brings someone on, and they do a bit.
They're not watching times, going, this guy only did 18.
Yeah.
Also, the crowd will let you know.
Yeah.
Without stopping it. If they're going tired and it's gone a bit shit, they've let you know.
Yeah.
Like, if it's not working, cut it short.
And someone famous, just let them on. That's why I do prefer the New York style of like, I don't think people should necessarily be bumped, because I think that's a bit shit. But like, we've said this before, I feel like if I got massive, which I'd love to be doing big tours and whatever, I still feel like I'd turn up to the Frog and Bucket on a Saturday. I'd ring Jess a few days before and be like, can I come down on Saturday and just drop in? Can I just do an extra set? Because I love it.
Well, because you want to perform as well to people that aren't your like disciples.
Yeah.
Like you want to perform to just fucking strangers who've never fucking...
No, I'm ready for
heard of you.
Disciples now. I've done 18 years
done
of
18 years.
people who don't know or give a fuck about who I am.
And luckily for you, you've only got 12 fans.
That's it.
I thought
Literally, at this point, I'd sell tickets to them.
I thought you were going to be like, luckily for you, you've only got 12 years left.
That could be right as well. 12 years of selling 12 ticket tours. Can I get on the bill? Can you fuck?
But that's why your special was fucking sick. Because it wasn't you performing to a bunch of people who give you a standing ovation for walking onto the stage.
Yeah, I like that. And it's, it was fun. I think more and more comics are going to shoot specials that way. And certainly shoot shorter form things.
The ones
at
with
comedy
balls.
clubs.
The ones with balls.
Yeah,
There's some people are going to be like, could I do the easier version of that?
Yeah, but there's a lot of comics who need to start filming stuff who haven't got enough of a following to put 400 people in a theatre. And they're going to have to go, I need to film some sets. And there's so many comics who murder every club that they could easily just go, I'll spend 500 quid, get a camera crew in, get 3 cameras in, and let's film something.
Yeah, but the risk with that is that it's just a shit night, innit? That having spent a bit of money on that before, it is always a bit of a like, I've spent money on this is 5 years ago, trying to do a version of this, and then you get there and the night is just poor. Like I'd picked a gig that was decent most nights, and it was just a bad night, and I did okay, but it wasn't something you wanted to.
Yeah.
So, there is a bit more security about going, this is a nice gig, these are some of my people. It's just a safer play.
I did have a backup though. Like, to be fair, I filmed 4 sets.
Yeah.
So I filmed Friday and Saturday at the Comedy Store.
Same shirt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Same shirt for all 4 shows.
Where are you filming a special? This kicks you off. This is the one that just sends you into the stratosphere, and they're like, listen, we've got a budget. Vittorio, where's your debut special being filmed? You're a Belfast lad, but you live in London.
Special.
What would you do?
I would love to do the Barbican in London, because I went to uni in like the same
Is that a theatre?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
How
if
many
you're
does it hold?
Well, they have a smaller theatre as well.
Isn't the Barbican like
That's it, keep your feet on the ground.
Isn't it like
I have the cupboard.
It's got flats as well, hasn't it? It's
yeah,
like
the 3 big
yeah,
brutalist towers. And I went to uni in that building and started stand-up by running a night at my uni. So I think my whole connection, because I also have after I studied classical music, I auditioned for drama school.
Hang on. Pause.
Is that are you calling bullshit?
No. I'm just pausing.
You can tell he listens to the pod. Don't call
Oh,
bullshit.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
You studied classical music.
I was a classical musician before I was a comedian.
You were a classical musician.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you play?
Percussion.
The triangle. This.
I've done.
That's
I've
the
done, 'cause
stick
you've
you
talked,
get every
you've
time.
talked shit about the triangle before on this podcast, and I was very upset about it. But yeah, I did do exams in the triangle.
It is
at one point.
easy to talk shit about the triangle.
Oh,
isn't it?
100%.
Do you know, because it's not really a musical instrument, is it?
When I was 18 at Christmas, I got a triangle for Christmas.
Jesus Christ. Fucking
was very
a wee
expensive
poor
triangle.
Belfast lad. Merry Christmas, Vittorio. Here is a fucking triangle. And you know what it is because there's only one way to wrap a triangle. Thanks, Mo.
How do you do a triangle exam?
So it's excerpts from difficult triangle parts in orchestral pieces.
Yeah, because triangles
Difficult
don't come in on a... They don't come in on a... They come at weird...
What do you mean, difficult triangle parts? Because isn't a triangle just constantly, just every now and then a little...
Yeah, but no one
sometimes
went
it's,
to do
you
it.
know the little roll where you put the stick in the middle.
You sound
and
like a
go
cunt
that?
at a hotel.
Could I pass a triangle? Like, if,
Yeah.
if the examiner
Yeah.
wasn't looking, could I pass a triangle test with that bell?
So the thing with percussion across the board is it's very easy to be okay at it. Like it's the easiest thing in the world to just be passable at.
Yeah.
But to be very, very good, obviously takes whatever.
And what's the most... Like the timpani drums? Is
Timpani
that...
and then like marimba and vibraphone, you know when you're holding two sticks in each hand?
Right.
And
Yeah.
I can do all that shit. I wasn't the best or whatever because I didn't really care about it that much. But the point of the story was that when I auditioned for drama school, a bunch of places didn't want me. And I want to do a fuck you tour where I sell out all of their theatres.
The UCAS tour. Fuck you. Vittorio, clearing. Amazing. Just doing gigs at everyone who's ever like not believed you.
Yeah.
What's the second night of the tour? Mrs. Gregson's fucking house. Fuck you, Gregson, you bitch. Amazing.
Turning up with the girl who turned you down in year 6 was back on. Who's
Playing a fucking triangle. Fuck you. Oh, amazing.
But I took the piss, like, so on my final recital at the Guildhall School of Music and Drama, which is like fucking top ranked music college in the world, I did, do you know John Cage's 4 minutes 33 seconds where it's just silent for 4.5 minutes? I did that as part of my final.
Hang on. No, I don't know what you're talking about here.
So there's a piece by a composer
I
called
literally
John.
thought of Chappelle.
8 minutes 46. I got up and went 8 minutes.
So white guy going, it wasn't that long. Oh, sorry.
There's a piece by a composer called John Cage, and it's silent for 4 minutes 33 seconds.
Right.
And I did that in my final exam.
And how long was the exam?
The exam total was like a 35-minute program of pieces.
Right, okay, so for 4.5 minutes that you just did fuck all.
I sat and looked at a music stand.
Right, see, this
Oh,
is back
Come on.
to the Tracy Emin bullshit, okay? That's not a song, and an unmade bed is not a fucking painting, okay?
Do you want to get right? There's a Frank Zappa. Do you know Frank Zappa?
I don't know anyone in Vittorio. If they haven't got a special on Netflix, I've never heard of them. mate.
Frank Zappa was his history teacher, and he gave him a really bad report card once.
Frank Zappa says what
Franny C,
defines
yeah.
art is the frame you put it in. So me drinking a cup of orange juice isn't art unless I get up on a stage and frame it as such. So that's why the unmade bed is art, because it's supposed to be viewed as art. And the silence and like what happens in the noises in the room. Because at one point someone leant back and scrunched a Pret bag and everyone went and that was just because I forced everyone to just shut the fuck up for 4.5
Right.
minutes.
Okay, so let's go with your theory. Let's go with Franny Z's ideology, right? And I know you get pissed off
Here
with
we
this,
go.
right?
Here we
So-
go. Like half-cut dad at a fucking christening. What a bullshit. Psychology. That's shit.
If I got a handful of cow shit and just threw it at a wall
Yeah.
and gone, that's art, is that art?
Yeah.
Because I've framed it as art.
Yeah.
Well, do you
If
see?
you do it as part of an installation at a gallery or somewhere, yeah.
Right. But isn't that a bit fucking stupid?
Yeah. Some people might
But
go,
art
yeah, that's
has
a
to
big
be
stupid.
able to be everything because it's supposed to encompass everything.
No, I don't agree with you. We should have slightly stricter boundaries than I identify this as art, so it's fucking art. No.
It doesn't mean it's good.
No.
Do you know where he
It's cow
starts?
shit on a wall, Vittorio.
But people would feel something.
It's
They'd
provocative.
smell it.
It
Yeah.
gets the people going.
Yeah. What if we did an installation where you were at an art gallery just slagging off art? That's
be good.
how I frame Adam Rowe. Just stood there in like white background, white on the wall, and just him with a mic going, "You're all fucking knobheads! It's bullshit." That'd be amazing.
Have you seen the Malcolm in the Middle episode where they're at Burning Man
No.
and Hal? Do you know Malcolm in the Middle?
Yeah.
So Hal becomes like an art installation. He's just setting up their like caravan and making it all look nice, and he's just getting angry at everyone. So everyone comes and thinks it's performance art
Oh yes.
because he's getting pure mad and stuff.
Yeah,
Is it-
but
is it
I'm not
game art?
doing this even to be funny on his comedy podcast. Have a word. I'm not doing that. This is bollocks, and more people should be calling it out.
It's got to be a painting on it.
A painting.
It's got to
of
be a
shit
go-
on a wall.
It's got to be a
is
go-
art.
So
Oh,
do you
is
know when
it?
you say
Oh,
Yeah.
you've softened.
No, I haven't.
You've a little bit, yeah.
No, a
as
painting
long as
of
it's
it.
a good painting,
Yeah.
and
No,
not
it can
like
be a bad painting and still be art, but it's still painting.
Do you think poetry has to rhyme?
No.
Oh.
the thing is, it's basically if it's not painting, if it's not a painting, like it's not art.
No, it can be a sculpture.
Right, right. So what's a sculpture? Like a bloke or a woman sculpted?
Or something else, an object.
Well,
what
you're
about-
getting close to
what?
just an object. If you're saying, well, just an object,
Yeah.
you're getting pretty close
No,
to.
if I get Play-Doh
an
and make it
unnamed-
look like shit, then that's a sculpture. But if it's just shit, it's just shit.
What if you've got shit and made it look like Play-Doh?
Yeah, art. Because it's not what it is.
What if it was a painting made of shit? What if it was like the Mona shit Lisa?
Fucking unbelievable.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You can
God.
paint with shit.
All right.
Some people do. They end up in hospital for quite a while.
Or they're on hunger strike in Belfast.
Let's not make it political. All right.
But what about, right, so the people who come to see you do comedy and get like offended, and you're like, if you don't like it, just don't come see me.
Yeah,
So what if the unmade bed lady was like, if you don't like it, fuck off, Adam?
absolutely. Hey, yeah, I'm all I haven't gone.
Yeah.
I haven't gone. And if she's got a podcast, she can sit on her podcast going, I think Adam Rowe's not funny. Sound? Don't come and see me. I don't want to see your bed. You don't have to worry about my opinions
This
on...
25 years ago, Tracy Emin's unmade bed, and we're still fucking annoyed
That's
about
older
it.
than me.
Well, have you
That's,
got... Have you
that's
got
why I love it, because in 2020,
That-
people are
it's
still
gotta be
getting
art.
pissed off about that.
Have you
But did it
got-
win the Turner Prize? I think it did.
Because they're all the same fucking nonsense. It's like the Edinburgh Festival shit, innit? Oh no, this is the best comedy this year. 3 laughs in the hour. It's exactly the same fucking thing. For the best
He's got his
joke.
award.
For the best
He's got his
joke.
award.
For the best joke, and it wasn't even the best joke within 3 minutes of that joke
Still
in
up
that
there,
show.
though, isn't it?
Of course, it's up there. It's the only thing I've ever been fucking given. It's the only recognition I've had from fucking anyone in the industry. You having a fucking laugh? I fucking made up with it. Got a fucking ceramic elephant.
Ceramic.
Whatever it is. Perspex. Shut up,
Shit.
fucking Susie.
Is that
Gimp.
art?
What?
Is that art?
Is that art? No, it's a trophy.
But it, like an artist made it.
No, they didn't. A trophy maker made it.
Don't back him.
That's art.
Don't back him into a
Because
corner.
it's a photograph.
What about a
Is a
good
photo
goal?
of anything art?
No. But that is
Your
'cause
passport?
it's artistic. No.
All right. Okay.
No.
No, you could be stood there looking at that in that place, and you wouldn't think, "Oh, what an artistic view I have here."
But they've put it in a frame. So
No.
it's become
Is a
art.
goal art like a good goal by Salah?
No, but it feels like. But it isn't.
That's my Turner Prize.
See the way he turned him? Put him on his ass. 3-0. Yeah, I actually think that you only say this shit to wind me up.
No, I genuinely don't.
No, yeah, but you've got to say that to keep it up.
I love modern art, and I love that it winds up people like you.
Can you give me a more recent example than the fucking I haven't made me bed, so I can't be asked?
I'm not an expert, but like I've said, I want to vlog going to the Saatchi Gallery with you because I think it would be amazing. Just you going, this is a fucking shark in a tank, mate. Like I want to see that.
You can't tell me that a shark in a tank is art. It isn't. It's fucking SeaWorld.
I can't.
What if it's like it's what's his name? Your man that jellifies all the things and cuts cows in half and stuff.
Oh,
Art. It's a sculpture.
But it's made out of what it already is, so it's not a shark being made to look like a shark.
You
It's a
put
shark.
it in the gel. It's in one position.
A gel frame.
Effort. I want
perhaps?
effort for it to be art.
You want effort?
I want effort. I want someone to have put effort in. I don't want fucking Tracy to get up, look at a bed and go, can't be asked painting anything. I'll give them that. Do you know what I mean?
It's when
she couldn't be arsed picking a paintbrush up, and then everyone was like, "Oh, well done! Such a good commentary on what it's like to fucking not make your bed."
How do you feel about like anti jokes that like deliberately aren't funny?
What do you mean? What does
Like you know, like anti comedians, like anti
Cartier,
comedy.
George Cartier.
But that's not. But it is funny, and it's deliberately funny.
But it's anti-comedy, isn't it?
Yeah. It's not comedy.
It's developed to wind the people up who want a. This is what I saw. Observation punchline.
Yeah.
Like it's a reaction to that, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a alternative, a true, not our alternative, like a truly alternative, and it winds people up. Like when they go to see Paul Foot, like, why is that funny? Why is that? I don't get it. And that's,
To quote a man in Flukeborough speaking to Dan, what's funny about squirrels?
exactly. But some comedy is appreciated by people who know a bit more about the art form and they've got a more developed sense of humour. So that exists for them rather than just for like your Michael McIntyre fan or your Peter Kay fan.
Right, okay. So what you're saying is, I don't understand art enough to appreciate what Tracy Emin's done.
Listen, I'm not trying to put myself above you. I don't know loads about it. The modern art that I've enjoyed, I don't know loads about it.
It annoys me that you say enjoyed.
All right, just
like it's like.
All right, I fucking buzzed off.
No, but
I walk around the tape going, that's fucking sick, lad.
No, but you can like a piece of art.
All right,
you don't enjoy it.
Okay,
it's not like a fucking eclair.
Right, okay. You, naked, eating an eclair, put it in an art gallery. Fuck me. That is a Turner Prize waiting time.
If you've enjoyed something, it means it's gone.
Okay, good.
What?
If you've enjoyed something, or like
No, it means you've stopped enjoying it.
can
You just
enjoy
left.
it.
I could have just
Netflix
walked
show.
on to the next thing. All I'm saying is,
That was awful.
people know.
That is
fucking
really
awful.
stupid. You can enjoy a TV show, it's still there.
it's finished.
I enjoyed that. I can turn it back on
Because
again.
it's happening for a period of time.
Oh, look at Finn's face. Look at Finn. I just look, Finn the intern was just like,
looking
what
at it. You're looking at the art for a period of time.
No, but it's still there.
oh God.
I feel like I've alienated a lot of the audience already.
Wow. Spot on. But we need to get to an art gallery. I think it would be so amazing vlogging you doing it. It'd just be phenomenal watching you get wound up.
You'd have to book
I
it
think
out.
you'd start enjoying it.
Maybe.
Because
I'd like to see what everyone else sees in it. But I do think most people agree with me. I think you're all just being fucking art nonsense.
I don't care what people think about what I think of
All
it.
right.
I
don't care
genuinely
what
I like
anyone
it.
thinks about me.
No,
It's
no,
about
but
me and
I'm
me
not
kids.
doing it.
Only God can judge me, okay?
Exactly.
How the fuck am I on this podcast? I just want people to think I'm intelligent, and like that's not our vibe, is it? But I
don't
love
care
that
what
it
anyone
winds people
thinks.
up. I think it's, and I think you'd go with that. What a load of bollocks! And I think you might think that about some of it, but there will be some sculptures, some installations that you love.
What? Some sculptures.
Yeah, there's
All
some
four sculptures.
There's some modern art that's sculptures.
But some of the fun in your comedy is that it pisses some people
Jesus.
off.
Yeah,
So some of the fun in the unmade bed is that it pisses you off.
maybe. Yeah, I'm willing to accept that.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Have a Word.
Jesus Christ. Can you come on more? Vittorio, who knew a man from Belfast would calm that situation down?
We all just need to listen to one another.
We've become very good peacemakers in the last 20 years. I'm a ceasefire baby, it's all right.
You're a
Oh,
ceasefire
yeah,
baby.
yeah.
Yeah, it
What's
means
that
I
mean?
was born in and around the Good Friday Agreement.
Right. The Good Friday Agreement.
97? Oh, 98.
So the Good Friday Agreement is...
Jesus Christ.
No, but I know what it is because it keeps getting brought up.
You think it's Easter, don't you?
Well, it must have been around then.
Yeah, Lean, I mean, yeah.
No, but I mean,
That's
you think
why it's
like,
called that,
you
because
think
it's
it's like
probably come up
Easter
with on
eggs?
Good Friday.
Yeah.
But it, like,
No,
yeah.
but you think it's like people giving Easter eggs to each other?
Yeah,
No, don't.
Yeah, the Easter Bunny,
Don't make me out to be a
Jerry
fucking
Adams.
idiot.
Where's the balaclava?
So,
Ian Hume.
the IRA wanted an independent Ireland, and they were fighting for it, and Britain was like, no, and there was murder, and on Good Friday, they all went, let's just have a pint.
It was just it was like the biggest agree to disagree in history.
And then,
smashed it. Let's have a bevy.
little Vittorio was there with his triangle. Why can't we all just get along?
Peace at last.
Wow. I I almost can't believe that we went from that level of argument.
This is the problem, because I go on podcasts and all, I'm like, I don't want to just be seen as a Northern Irish guy that just talks about the Troubles, but then this shit fucking happens.
I mean, you did bring it up.
Talk about the Troubles. Tell us about the Troubles. Are we to blame?
I fucking missed it as well. I have no real experience of the Troubles. A few bomb scares here and there, but I missed the fucking
Yeah, but we've all had them.
the party. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, bomb scares have moved on, haven't they?
You had a bomb scare, didn't you? In Manchester, and you used to do a routine about it.
The bomb scare?
Didn't you? Wasn't there like a terrorist attack or something in Manchester and you were in the
Oh,
cinema?
no, that was the riots.
The riots.
That was the riots when that guy...
I always get bombs and riots mixed up.
it's all a kick-off. That was the day, a few days after that lad in London got shot by the police, and then there was riots, and then there was Birmingham, Wolverhampton, and then there was Manchester, and it booted off, and I got locked in a cinema with my mate. But it was so like, we have survived. It was the most like middle class.
What movie?
When you say you got locked in a cinema, yeah, I'll come to that. So,
Super 8.
When you say you got locked in, was the film still on?
Yeah, I mean, I'm straying into because I do a routine about it, but we went in the cinema and it was booting off like on the in Birmingham and Wolverhampton the day before, and there was rumours going around that like, oh, it's going to kick off in Salford and Manchester.
Decided.
So me and my mate Tony went for lunch, and it was dead quiet, and we were the only people in Gourmet Burger Kitchen, and the guy. This is when we knew it was going wrong. There was a really camp guy in the Gourmet.
You played it fucking safe there, didn't you? There's going to be riots about a murder. Where should we go? I reckon GBK will be fine.
Yeah, GBK on the Salford side of town. And he started bringing in furniture and putting it around us. And he was like, I'm sorry about this. And just started moving furniture like from the balcony. And we were like, you all right, mate? What are you doing? And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry to bother you. You can have, you know, everything's fine. We've just been rung from head office and told to bring in the furniture from the balcony because the rioters are coming this way.
Was he creating like a barricade?
Yeah, it was like literally like, you know, last orders when the landlord wants you to fuck off.
I was going to say like Les Mis when they're building.
But it felt like that, except it was like 3:15 in the afternoon. And we were like, yeah, can we still get our cheeseburgers?
3 chairs.
So then we walked to the cinema, paid for the film, and they let us in. And then the writers just got to the middle of town at that point where the triangle is, and the Odeon, cool as fuck, just closed the shutters and let everyone watch the film. They didn't stop the film or
By
anything.
the time the film finished, were you allowed back out?
No.
Did they put on another film?
That's what I want to know. Because
No.
surely they should be sound and go, right, you've seen Big Mama's house. We've already
Everyone
got Big Mama's
swapped
house
screens.
too.
No, there's just a guy came forward and
So how long were you
told us.
stuck with no film?
Did you do a set?
I was like, listen, there's about 12 people here. This is my kind of crowd. Everyone looking a little bit scared. That's how I like
I
it.
feel like I would have done a set like Cliff Richard at Wimbledon.
I was going to say.
So a guy came forward and went, guys, can you stay in your seats? We've locked down the cinema for your own safety. We're going to ask you to stay in your seat. Everyone was camp. Stay in your seats, and we're going to decide. We're speaking, you know, with the management and what's best for your safety. And we all just sort of sat there. I don't know if that would have been the time for me to stand up and be like, thanks very much, thank you. Who's drinking? Ice blasts. Like,
Dan was just there trying to make a baseball bat out of minstrels. Just like,
yeah, just mushing together candy shrimps. Yeah.
Cost you about 25 grand for enough minstrels in the cinema to make a baseball match.
you need a mortgage.
We were only in there for about 20 minutes, and then they let us out through Nando's.
Couldn't
And
at
in
least
my
put some
head, I was
trailers
like-
on for you, couldn't he? Being like, come back next week.
Well, the film was Super 8, and it was pretty shit.
Super 8s? What?
Super
Super
8.
8.
The film was Super 8. Did you miss it in 2011? That Super 8's film. It was called Super 8.
Super 8?
Which is a type of camera.
Literally.
A what?
It's a type of camera.
Yeah, but is it a fucking camera? Made of shit. Yeah, we were in there for about 20 minutes.
Can't
They
just
let us
say
through
shit's art.
Nando's. And then I wandered home. And I feel like this is a story that I do in my stand-up, so I'm not giving you the full version of it. But yeah, it was pretty stressful. And on the way, I got back finally, and we were watching the looters, because that night there was about 1,500 ne'er-do-wells roaming around Manchester. We were only locked in the cinema for like 15 minutes after the film. When we got back, me and my mate, flatmate Andy, we just looked out our window because we lived in Manchester City
still
Centre,
had
and we
popcorn.
saw people just coming like scallies going back to the rough bits of Manchester, like Arpere and fucking Miles Plattin, and they had the things that they've nicked.
Yeah.
And one guy had and he looked pleased as punch, had a guitar. Do you remember the 80s? The 80s electric guitar, yeah. So he might have got a fucking prison sentence for a nostalgia Yamaha guitar.
What are you
And he
looting?
literally was like, hey, fuck you, the system.
Can I
Here's
ask you a question?
What would you loot?
That was one of my
Right, so this is going to be sort of what I want to know from both of you actually, is would you loot? If you knew, like, you've got like a balaclava or like you wear schnoods, right? So you... So you
I've got the schnood how?
would you loot? Because really, who are you hating? The shop's going to be insured for that. The only people losing are the insurance company. And fuck them. I think we all agree on that. I'm getting myself some shoes, mate.
1,500 people roaming around smashing shops up. We lived near a car park that had a Mothercare World and a JD Sport, like a big one. And we just watched. It was amazing. It was like, you know, when you've got iron filings and a magnet and you can move them round, police cars would swoop in, all the scallies would go... And then within 10 minutes, they'd all just come back because they were like, fucking, it's like a JD Palace. And the Bang & Olufsen got done professionally. Like 2 vans turned up, smashed in like the posh stereo shop. But would you loot? If you'd already seen someone done the window. So the doorway's open, you don't do the break-in, you just do the entering.
And you're going to get away with it. Defo.
Well, that's what they all thought. There was literally people on the BBC going, it's Menace Night tonight. Everyone's getting away with it. It was like literally 1,000 convictions.
Was there?
Oh, mate, yeah.
Have you heard about the day?
But what would you steal is the question.
Would you?
I think I'm too much of a wee bitch.
We're talking about trainers. You're a fucking trainer head, aren't you?
I'm not a massive trainer head.
I know, but to the point, if you saw like Yeezys or something.
I'm not into, but like...
Go on,
Take a pair of fucking Vans.
I love free shit, mate. And if I'm getting away with it, fuck it. I'll take whatever I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be hard.
Because Adam would just walk past the checkout and you're like, you're not going to mention it? Oh, no, and then just fucking...
That's an in-joke, that. I hope the casual listeners get it. I like a bit of a fucking thievery. Just a little bit of...
Go on, what would you... What you've got to sort of... It doesn't count if there's no risk of conviction. You get the snood on. You might get convicted, you might not. They might clock you on the CCTV.
There's do you loot, conviction or not, and then there's also, if you don't get convicted, what do you loot?
The Apple Store is pointless. It's all registered. Have you not seen what happened last time?
Yeah.
They all got messages going, can you please return this product to the Apple Store you stole?
Well, John Lewis then. Like somewhere where there's loads of
What, you're going
computers
to
and
steal it, John Lewis? Oh, I thought you meant like the homeware section. Like a lovely
Got a
crew set.
Nutribullet?
Yeah. I'll be well healthy in prison. Don't worry about me.
I'll take whatever I could. Like, it's supermarket sweep, innit? You've just got to fucking go as fast as you can. I'd fucking love to do supermarket sweep, by the way. I used to watch supermarket sweep thinking, what are you fucking idiots doing? Why are you wasting yourself on the fucking turmeric and shit? They're putting fucking spices in. They're fucking 50p. Get to the big aisle, box yourself off.
What would you go for? Just microwave?
Yeah, stuff that you can resell. You don't need to keep it, do you?
That's looting, isn't it? You've got to go expensive but carryable.
And they used to let people do it at 10 a.m. on ITV1. With our fucking Dale. Is he dead?
Yeah.
What would you steal?
I think a camera is a good one because it's not like connected to anything, so you wouldn't get that.
That's off
iPhone
grid.
shit. Off grid. You got to go cool protocol.
Camera, a telly.
They're not off grid no more though. They're on Wi-Fi, aren't they?
No, guys, come on, looting. You've got to get it back.
I've got
through
a big
Manchester
car.
City. Yeah, you're not taking your car to loot.
Why?
You're not parking up and having a loot and then driving off.
Registration
There was no cars could get in the city centre.
I steal a big leg.
It was all blocked off.
Also,
Make fucking sandwiches for the looters.
no, you can still take
Like
it.
Jesus.
Do you know the ones they hang up in big European shops and sometimes in little?
Yeah.
You can still
hanging
take a
cured
telly.
meats. I fucking love.
Because you're just
cured meat.
walking it through Manchester, the police would be like, what the fuck are you doing? Be like, I bought it. Prove it. You don't have to.
It's called a
Prove
receipt.
I didn't.
That's
You
exactly
don't
how
have to
that
have a
works.
receipt, though, do
Prove
you?
I didn't take it.
I'd take SD cards because you could get fucking loads, and as we know now, they're expensive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'd take about
That's
a
clever.
fucking 1,000.
Yeah, but you
SD
can fill
cards.
your pockets with them and still take the telly. I just want a big I want like a 10 grand telly.
This is like a purge question because have you heard the story about when Ireland fucked up the legislation on drugs.
There he goes.
Accidentally made everything legal for a day.
Just one day
In the Republic,
and it
for a day.
and it
all
stood.
drugs, and people walked up to police officers just putting pills in their mouth and doing coke and all, and just like,
And they couldn't do anything.
because it was legal, because they like forgot to start the new legislation. They got the dates wrong.
Oh my God! Was it New Year's Day or was it
No,
just
it was
random?
just in them random.
I feel like it was a bigger fuck up to let that information out
Yeah.
than to actually fuck it up in the first place. The fact that they've gone, by the way, guys, just so you know,
We need to get
we've
ahead of this.
accidentally made drugs legal for
Yeah.
the day. Just keep that fucking amongst you and your secretary. Do you know what I mean? Lisa, tell no one.
Yeah, it's not like stoners are like, oh my God, there's this new legislation.
But it was just
Quickly.
the excitement of people like going right up to a police officer and just chucking pills in your mouth and being like, that's fuck all you can do.
My God. What
You
was
could do that anyway, really, though, and be like, prove it wasn't a minstrel.
It was just a paracetamol. with
This
him.
is my TV. That's not drugs. It's a Tic Tac. I own this. Fuck the receipt. Bye bye.
But you could be walking through Liverpool City Centre now with a telly. The police aren't going to be coming up to you and going, prove that your
I
telly.
don't think you understand what Manchester was like that night. It wasn't just like evening shoppers, few people at Cafe Rouge. It was fucking bedlam.
Was it?
Yeah.
It was the same in Liverpool.
What?
We got rioters too at the same time in Liverpool.
Wasn't.
Classic Manchester, Liverpool. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, someone tried to do the Apple shop. Yeah.
I'd definitely lose is the answer, though. I'm definitely giving it. If everyone else is doing it, I'd get bad FOMO, me. Fear of missing out. I'm not watching someone walk around with brand new shit and walking around like, I just better get myself home. I've just seen Big Mama's House too. Nah. Gimp.
Is that because you didn't know the film that I'd watched? You decided you'd make it a film you knew? Yeah, I don't know that film. Must have been Big Mama's House too. Gimp. I can live. Should we call that an interval?
Yeah, we're going to have to.
That was fucking silly nonsense.
What's happening, guys? Today's sponsor is beer52.com. They are the UK's #1 craft beer discovery club.
And they've teamed up with us to give our listeners a free case of beer.
That means you get 8 free beers, an award-winning beer magazine, and a tasty snack as your first free order.
And it's free. You pay nothing. You just pay the £5.95 postage and packaging.
You'll then be a member of their craft beer discovery club, and they send you a different theme of beers every month. Past themes have been the beers of Belgium, the beers of Korea, California, all over the world. Every month, a new theme, and they're always a belter.
You'll find craft beers that you'll never find on your own. And also, you can pause your membership at any time.
So do us a favour, support the podcast, support our sponsors, go to beer52.com/word. That's BEER52.com/WORD.
Every time you sign up, we get a little bit of money. So you get your free beers. There's a little bit of money to support the podcast. It's win-win. I'm a member. I love it.
Let's get back to the podcast. We'll go and get some beers. Pause it here. Go and get some beers.
B52. Did you get anything on your balls yesterday?
That's so funny. You should ask.
I know. Because we like ad-lib and just freestyle here. But I just
yeah.
felt the need to ask.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. It's International Men's Day. You got to check in on your
Testicular health and your chili on your dick.
And like, I was doing the good male health thing after I was cooking dinner because I'm a feminist. And I was cooking dinner, chopping a chili, went upstairs, was doing a wee and thought, oh, I'll check if I've got ball cancer. And I got a lot of chili on my balls. And I was like, oh, that's tingly. And I was like, is it? My balls are like...
Do you shave your balls?
No. But still buy Manscaped or whatever.
This guy. Do you think hair is going to stop chili like getting to your balls?
No, but like when you
anything, I got
shave,
more.
you cut a bit, don't you? And that would be worse. Today. Nil.
Oh my God.
But like getting a bit of chili in a cut would be worse.
Yes, but this was way more sore than I thought it was going to be. So it was like a bit tingly. I was like, oh shit.
What were you making for tea?
I was turning bolognese into chili, the classic.
Right.
And then I was literally just chopping a chili. So it was all over my fingers, with a good technique.
Yeah.
And scratched my balls. And then it started to tingle. and I was like, I got some cold water and like splashed on my balls a bit.
whenever you splash in cold water on your dick or balls, you know the day's gone wrong, and it. Yeah.
And then that made it
What
like.
do you mean? Do you not do that anyway?
What? Do you give your little dick and balls a little freshen up every morning? On
Is
the
this
face? On the dick?
If I'm not getting a shower, yeah.
Is this before or after the hair drying?
Oh yeah, I'm
He's a hairdryer.
You're
Yeah,
the
do you not give you a little ball bath?
I don't do
What?
that.
What? Sorry to take you back, Vittorio, to your fucking degree, but
A little ball bath.
You teabag your sink.
You teabag your sink
You've done your face, and you pull your dick up, like as hard as.
up to your fucking nipples. What was this?
no, it's
What was
classic.
this?
Yeah.
You pull your dick up.
Medically small, isn't it? It needs cold water. It just keeps growing.
You pull it up.
Not having it. I'm not having it. You fucking dirty little man.
You just spray it. So do you get a shower every day?
Every day.
Dan.
I don't shower for Sophie. I don't shower for our Jack. Yeah.
You get a
don't
shower
get a
every
shower
day.
every day.
Most days.
Who needs to when you've got the Swedish ball bath? He's just got a little dick bidet that he dunks his little fucking widget.
There's nothing wrong with that. If you haven't got time for the shower, wash your face, splash your balls, because it can get fucking musky down there.
You've got the
It won't
ball
if you
deodorant.
just shower more.
Your ball deodorant as well, haven't you?
I'm only joking.
I know. My finger's sore. I know.
But it didn't help. The cold water that made it like worse. So I went in and got.
It's like when you have something spicy and you drink water, it makes
Yeah,
it worse.
You need
it was
milk.
worse. And then
You need milk.
On your
was
dick.
right. There was a progression. No, there was a
wait.
progression.
Let the man tell
There's
the
a
story.
progression.
Let the
so
man
then
tell
I
the
went in
story.
because I've been having some dick issues recently.
Yes. Welcome to the fucking
Where
team. Mine's
basically-
not. Mine's inactive, and his is fucking. It's all right.
Because of lockdown, and like I was away from a girlfriend, and I'm like a lot of the time just too lazy to have a wank. So yeah, right. So basically, my dick forgot how to do everything, so it got like super tight, and then I had to like stretch my dick out again. So I thought I was gonna have to get, because it happened to my mate in school. My mate had to get circumcised at like 15 years old because his foreskin was too tight. And I was like, oh fuck, it's happening. Do you know like when you're cooking a sausage and it just bursts out the end, but it's still like, that's what my dick looked like.
So you got too much dick for your foreskin.
Or too little foreskin for my dick.
And sorry, you forgot to wank, and your dick forgot to how to
Well,
be a dick.
it hadn't been
actively chose.
stretched as much.
What have you been doing?
It's like, do you know when?
Just been a summer off or something?
Have you ever gone to the gym and you've done too much without stretching first?
Right.
You end up a bit sore.
So when I came back to
Pulled his hamstring in his dick.
exactly,
Pulled his dick string.
but then it's all because I had dick moisturizer in the bedroom, and I was like, that'll fucking solve the.
Specifically for your dick?
No, but it was like
Johnson's and
like
Johnson.
safe moisturizer that I was using on my dick. Johnson's for babies.
Oh, he's fucking made up with that one.
So I went in, got that again, worse, and at this point it was starting to really fucking burn. So I was like, Izzy! And I didn't know this, but she'd been like frantically Googling like chili on your balls, like
Oh, yes.
how to fix it. So she comes upstairs with vegetable oil and Philadelphia.
Trying to make a sandwich.
I was like, why are you basting my balls?
Good fellas.
Oh my god.
So I
So
tried
at
the
this
vegetable
point-
oil, but I was like, this just feels like my balls are cooking now.
Oh my god.
And then we filled a bowl with milk like you would for a cat. And I was just
You put your balls in a bowl of milk.
I just dunked like a tea bag. I put the milk in first. And then put
Semi-skimmed,
yeah, obviously.
Yeah. lacto free.
Almond milk.
You're so London now, darling.
But then
coconut
that was like helping a little bit, but it wasn't really working. And then I went upstairs. I was like, I'm gonna get in the shower, and then put the shower to the normal level. But then the hot water was fucking
Fire.
awful. So I put it to a cold shower and just held it on my balls, and that just basically numbed.
I've got to say,
Everything.
though, you've got to be very, very thankful that you've got a girlfriend.
Oh, if
That
I
wasn't-
was in
you weren't
those-
like just like, it's lockdown at the minute. You can't really go out for dates. Imagine you'd met someone and you're like,
yeah.
I'll come round and I'll cook for you. and you're on a second date with someone or a first date,
Yeah.
and you have to say, listen, I'll finish the dinner in a minute, but get the milk, get the olive oil, get the fucking cheese, and get your ass up here, girl.
This will be a story for the wedding speech. Fingers crossed.
You can't be having a one-night stand where you've got to get milk involved.
Yeah, well, to be fair, it's not even better doing it on your own, is it? Thank God you had Izzy there.
This is the
Because
thing.
if you do it on your own and you pass out from the pain of the chili balls and someone finds you, just looks like you've had the worst wank in
I've
history.
got a smashed
Almond
bowl
milk.
of milk on the floor and me just there with red balls.
God, vegetable oil.
And then, so cold water for about half an hour. And then I've got Sudocrem on my balls right now.
Oh, poor little
Ah,
babe.
like a little baby.
How do they feel and smell?
They smell like Sudocrem with a
Right.
hint of chili.
Spicy Sudocrem.
Lemon
Coming
and
soon
herb.
to all good retailers.
And then they're like a little bit tingly now, but like that could just be because we're here.
Yeah, because you're just happy.
I'm
You
excited.
get ball tingles. God, it's exciting to be here.
You got to be grateful. Have you ever had a one-night stand?
Yeah.
Has it ever gone
So
badly wrong like that?
this might be worse than getting chili on your balls. Because I'm like a big relationship guy. I was in a big relationship from 16 to 21, and then I've been in a relationship for almost 3 years. So there was like a little bit of time of like a year in the middle where it was chaos.
Yeah, little break.
Chaos is a beautiful way to put it.
And there was I was at this birthday party, and it was like, do you know, like, have you ever been to like a rich person's like 21st or anything where their parents put money behind the bar and shit?
Yeah.
And you're like, I was like, oh my God. Because I was skint in London. I had like no fucking money. But you know when you're broke, but you know you need a night out
Yeah.
to like fucking get it out of your fucking system. So I was like, I'll pay for the tube there. And then all my booze is paid for because of the fucking rich parents. So I rock up and I just park at the bar because my thoughts were, well, if I'm at the bar, everyone will come to the bar and I'll say hello to everyone. Just double spice rum and coke, double spice rum and coke, double spice rum and coke.
Good order.
It's a fucking great order. And then it gets to the last, like the money's running low behind the bar, and he's like, we can only give you singles because the money's running low. And I was like, can I have 2 single spice rum and cokes? And he was like, yes. I was like, fucking see you later. And then
I tell you what, it's just worth pointing out, if you've been to one of those parties, the bar staff hate everyone.
Yeah.
Because they're not getting tips.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like at a paid for bar, it's the worst thing in the world. But then sometimes you can really make the bar staff happy at the end of the night. When we used to work in Zelligs, there was a bar. So in the downstairs, but there was 2 bars. There was the main bar and there was a little private area that often got cornered off on like a Friday, Saturday night for like a little private party. And if you got put on that bar, you knew you were either going to have your best night or your worst night for that month. Because sometimes they get to the end and be like, what's the bill? £2,700. Okay, yeah, just put that on my card. See you in a minute. And sometimes you go £2,700 and they'd go, put $3,000 on, lad. And you just get like a 300
Yeah.
quid. That's your tip because that's your bar for the night.
Oh.
Yeah.
But
in general, they resent
I
things.
worked at a bar mitzvah
amazing.
once where there was money behind the bar, and the rabbi came up to us beforehand and told us all the drinks that weren't kosher. Is that the right word? Is that the
Yeah.
the Jewish halal?
Yeah.
Yeah, kosher.
It's the Jewish halal. That's what they don't like it being referred to as that. But
And
How do you know? Have you ever asked them?
stop doing that.
you can't
Not
ask
assuming
them,
people's offence.
You fucking rat.
but people kept coming up and ordering Desperados, and Desperados isn't kosher.
Why is it not kosher though?
And I had to be like, they were like, can I have Desperados? And I
I
had to
thought
be like,
it was just
no, you're not
bacon with
allowed.
them.
No, it's bacon and like some flavorings and
Tequila infused lager.
yeah, it was really specific. But anyway, so I was raking in these rum and cokes, and then I was like, I need one more drink to be drunk enough for this to be a good night. So I paid for a double spice rum and coke when the money ran out, and I was like, fucking great. Went out into the dance floor with my one paid for drink on my one night out of fucking like 5 or 6 months. And this girl comes up who we went to the same uni, but like didn't really know each other. And I was like, all right. And she was like, oh, can I try your drink? And I was like, yeah. So she takes a sip, and then I go to, like, we're dancing, and then I go to take it back, and she just like pulls it away and starts dancing with my drink. And I stop dancing and go, what the fuck are you doing? and she just gradually drinks my whole drink in front of me. And I was furious.
And you haven't even got the money to buy another one.
The silence in this room.
I'm fucking skint, right? And then I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And she like grabs me and starts kissing me.
Fair enough.
And I was like, all right. Okay. And then we're kind of dancing and kissing a bit. And a classic, like, you know, like uni party where everyone knows each other. Everyone's like rubbing the back of my head and like being like, "Wait, fucking." And then she goes, "Oh, where do you live?" And I was like, "Oh, North London." She's like, "How long does it take to get there?" And I was like, 40 minutes. And she was like, "Oh," I was like, "Why? Where do you live?" She was like, "Oh, there." And I was like, "Oh, cool." Pretty bad by me. I went, "I have a rehearsal near there tomorrow morning."
Nice.
And she was like, "You coming back to mine then?" This was like 10:30. And I was like, "Yeah." And I assumed she meant at midnight or whatever. And then I started dancing and she was like, "What the fuck are you doing? Get your coat." So I get my coat. Aggressive, right? So I get my coat.
What the fuck are you doing? Get your coat. That is a woman who is dying for dick.
Assertive.
So I grab my coat and I'm like, "Happy birthday, see you later." And I just fuck off. And we're walking to the tube and she starts like grabbing my dick and like kissing me and shit on the way to the tube. And I was like, "Yo, just wait till we get back to your flat or whatever. Like, it'll be fine."
You fucking
And then
gimp.
and then she was like, "Sorry, I'm really dominating, but you'll find out more about that later." And I was like, in my head, I was like, "Easy night for me, fucking sweet." And then
I'm going to be the lady.
but she kept saying this weird thing because I'd done comedy nights at the uni. She was like, "Oh, you seem like such a dickhead, like on stage, but you're like, you seem nice now." And I was like, "Why are you fucking exactly?" And she's like, "You just like swear and say like things you're not supposed to say, and it makes people laugh, but it's not smart." And I was like, "What was that first bit? Makes people laugh? Fucking job done." But she keeps going like, so she's grabbing, and then we're on the tube, and she
Was
keeps,
she just trying to,
poking
like,
me and stuff.
Emasculate you?
Maybe it was
because
like
she
an
wants to
egg.
dominate you. She wants to make you feel small and like she was doing you a favor.
Maybe, but we get back to hers, and then by the time I've taken off my jacket, she's entirely naked, like socks and everything. Just like, you know the bit in Bruce Almighty.
Sometimes people
where he,
forget
like,
to take the socks off as well, so fair play.
Exactly. She attention to detail, top notch. And she like throws me onto the bed, and I'm like, "Fucking hell!" And then she start doing the
Banging.
yeah,
Smashing puss.
and as far as I could tell, everyone got what they needed from the transaction. And
All right, the manager of HSBC. Fucking sexy
the
talk.
world's local bank.
I'd left a deposit.
And then so I turn over to go to sleep, and then she starts grabbing me and kissing me again, and she was like, "I want to fuck you again." I was like,
Oh.
"Okay." But the first time as well, there was zero chance of me being on top. She like pinned my arms down and was just on top, and I was like, "Okay." Do it a second time. Again, everything seems fine. And then I turn over to go to sleep, and she grabs me and flips me over again and starts kissing me and grabbing me and shit. And I was like, "What the fuck?"
Romeo
She's
done.
like, "I want to fuck you again." And then
What?
we start.
Third time.
Yeah.
Hang on. How much time has passed between...
Maybe like 10-minute break.
Oh, no.
Right, do you know, genuinely, do you know when I'm sober, right? Do you know when I'm sober and you're having a good night with a girl? I'm quite happy to keep cracking on until it just won't do anything.
Yeah.
Right? I'll go and go and go. If I've had enough to drink,
Yeah.
it's once and we're having a nap.
Yeah, one and done.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on.
3 goes.
Mate,
What?
me and Laura were like, once you're done, that's November. See you next month, love.
Oh, I do like a few
We
goes
bang
if I'm
like a
sober.
direct debit. That's
Yeah.
not need that twice in a row.
No, mate. When you second and third go when you're sober, they can
But
be
I was
better.
like- I was
You're not
like-
as like, meh.
I was
Like your
19,
first
20
one,
as
you're trying to get it done as quick because and also you don't really enjoy the first one sometimes as a man because you're like, I've got to fucking hold this for air. And the second one, you feel like I did my job the first time, minute and a half, I'm fucking spaffing.
You've got one in the bank.
Do you know what I mean? Second one is for me.
Tale as old as
Third
time.
one, let's work together. First
like
one,
that.
I'll put the effort in. Second one, let me do me. Third one,
Yeah.
tennis, back and forth.
First one, nice. Second one, come on. Third one, fuck off. Let me go to bed. Go on, sorry.
We do the third one. and
Then
everything
that's
seems
enough,
fine.
innit?
And I turn over and she starts grabbing me and kissing me and
For a
stuff.
fourth time.
Yeah.
She is wrong.
And then, oh no, I've got it wrong. During the third one, she stops in the middle and makes like a face. And I was like, for the listeners, a fucking face that you don't want to see when you're fucking having sex. And I'm like, "Are you okay?" And she like gets off and she's sitting like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And I was like, "What's wrong?" She's like, "I just get panic attacks sometimes."
Wow. Oh, hey. No.
And she she didn't know whether she wanted, and I was like, it's okay. Like people, like I get panic attacks. It's okay. Like, do you need water? Do you need whatever? Pure couldn't decide what she wanted, and then she just snaps out of it and starts kissing me again, and I'm like, whoa. And then she's like, oh no, it's your time to go on top. And I was like, if you just said that like this, I would have. But I'm
Is that why she panicked?
she was like, oh wait, I've been on top this whole time. She was like, my method. So then we're building up to the kind of third and a half, fourth time. And she's like, she goes, can I tell you a secret?
She sounds so crazy. Go on.
And I go,
but like it's sexy crazy, innit?
That who gets in the third bunk and goes, panic attack! No, I'm fine. Can I tell you a secret? I'd be like, can I get a taxi? You crazy bitch.
No, that would actually turn me on again. That
Would
she
it?
was that mental.
Round 5.
Yeah.
so I go, you probably shouldn't, because we don't really know each other. Like, we've kind of just met, like, and she's like, no, I've never told anyone this before, but I really want to tell you. And I was like, I don't think you should, but I'm not going to stop you.
If this is about one of her uncles, I swear to God.
But so I was like, you can tell me if you really want to. And she's like, I'm going to tell you. And she looks me in the eye and goes, I've always wanted to cut someone and lick their blood.
And that's how you met Izzy. Wow.
I believe the words I said were, no, not me, thanks.
Oh my God.
See, here's the thing.
On a one night stand.
Here's the thing, right?
11:15. Jesus Christ. That's too early.
Here's the thing. I'm telling you right now. On round 4, that was, wasn't it? Or 3?
Yeah.
Right. I'd be like, you fucking mental and I'm out. That would be the line for me. If I hadn't come for the first time, yeah, I'd get a knife.
I'd be like, what's
Let's go, love.
Fucking dig in, girl. We didn't get anything to eat on the way home. Who can blame you? Come on. Cut whatever you want.
Wow.
So I stopped and I was just like, I'm going to go to sleep. And then she's like fidgeting in bed and I'm like, yo, what's up? Like, what's wrong? And she's like, so I just can't sleep when someone else is in my room. And I was like, can I? Because I have to be up early. And so she goes, yeah. And then she gets up and starts like tidying her room because she can't
wanted
sleep.
you to bounce there, yeah.
Well, she said she couldn't sleep, I assume because she wasn't hanging upside down.
And she could smell garlic on your balls.
She's like, is that vegetable oil?
I can smell chili and garlic. Kobe.
Well.
And in the morning, I went to leave and she went, and just tapped her cheek and made me kiss her on the cheek before I left.
Fair enough. You know, she gave you the night of your life there, lad. She deserves a peck.
I don't miss being single. Although, to be fair, that wasn't really my... You know when you went, that year was chaos, I'm like, yeah, I see it now.
That year was chaos. That was one night.
Yeah.
But that'd do you for a year, though, wouldn't it? Cut me. What do you want to do? Some questions? Some have a words? Do you want to try and solve some people's problems? We've got 3 have a words. We've got some questions. Adam,
do one question and do one have a word.
Comedy, would you rather? Love the pod, but would you rather get to do one sold-out show at Wembley Stadium but never get to do comedy again after that, or only ever be able to do unpaid open mics for the rest of your career? Cheers, Andrew Jones. So what you making?
Easy.
What before we do, what are you making from a sold-out Wembley? It's going to be $1 million?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, no, that's Wembley Stadium, innit?
No, so
yeah, Wembley
Stadium. Yeah,
Wembley
yeah,
Stadium.
Not arena, not the
Wembley
stadium
Stadium's 70,000 tickets.
70,000 plus the pitch. So 70,000
no, because it doesn't work like that. That's still only going to be about 50,000 people the way they'd lay it out.
Oh, right. Fuck, not worth it then.
But like, let's say it's 30 quid a ticket
Yeah.
at 50,000 people. That's 1.5 million quid, and you'll end up with like a third of it. So you're looking at about
$500,000.
You're looking about $500,000. It's not like it's life changing, but it's not done forever.
Right.
Can you still podcast and stuff?
Yes.
The answer is so easy. I would do unpaid open mics forever.
Yeah.
Like, because I need to gig. It's not
Yeah.
even close that.
Especially because we've had the insight in the past few months of what it feels like to never gig again.
Yeah.
And
It's
I don't want that.
How have
My
you been?
head
How have
is
you been this?
falling off.
How have you been the second time round? Because I just got it. We drank here for the lockdown locking on Saturday, and on Sunday I started I wasn't capable of gigging. I was in bits. Like I couldn't even finish a fucking bacon sandwich on Sunday morning.
You were so quiet in the WhatsApp group.
I just someone tweeted me like, Dan. I was like, I'm not doing it. But I as I was sobering up and I felt hungover, I was like, I want to miss gigging. What have you been like the second lockdown?
Well, it's been because I've kind of just moved in with Izzy. We've just been doing like loads of DIY and stuff, and like hanging up pictures and painting walls and getting.
And you work hard with your online stuff as well.
Well, this is like as soon as the first lockdown happened, and same with the second one, I just started making loads of online stuff because I need to keep the voices quiet.
Oh, okay.
Like you don't know.
I
Come
don't
on.
have voices. It's just my voice going, you're going to be big, kid. I'm going to make you a big star.
The thing is about unpaid open spot gigs.
Oh no, open mics, not open spots
mics.
even.
Oh,
and
yeah,
a
yeah.
proper bill.
They can be great because, you know, we've just slagged off jonglers for the whole of the first section. Big parties of 40, big parties of 30. That commercial side of the circuit comes with pressure. And we've talked about promoters that are like, you got to do the job here, kid. Open mics. Everyone's just like, yeah, just come see some comedy. You will be able to do, like, in August, you went and did an open mic night and did the middle, like the unpaid middle bit.
Yeah.
But they're actually a little bit hit and miss in places, but you never get you very rarely get the bell ends. It's just quiet.
Also, when you're good and you're at an open mic night,
Yeah, you're big
you
daddy
do
balls,
feel
aren't
a
you?
bit like fucking Dave Chappelle.
Oh, literally, see when you start and then you're doing open mics for a bit, and then you consistently become like the best person, and they start getting you to do 10 minutes at the end instead of 5, and you're like,
Yeah.
why are they on live at the Apollo instead of me?
and you know some of those fives are like, oh, he thinks he's fucking big balls, doesn't he? Oh, look at I 12-minute Vittorio. Yeah.
I remember because I totally skipped the London open mic circuit like completely. I never did an open mic in London.
No, same here. Never touched it, and it's quite a fucking step to miss.
Well, I did one once, but I was already a pro comic, so I was already doing a few of the clubs.
Yeah.
And I was down in London for some like filming, and it was a Monday night, and there used to be, I think it was called Soho Comedy Club, but it wasn't in Soho. It was just like dotted around like Covent Garden and stuff. Was it Soho? It was in a nightclub in like Leicester Square, Covent Garden-y area. It was a Monday night, and I'd messaged the guy who ran it and went, look, I'm a pro comic, I'm just going to be in town, and I've got nothing to do, can I come and do a set? And he was like,
Just want to drop in. Is that all right?
yeah, but I had a fucking shite London open mic. So there was like 30, 40 people in a room that held 30 to 40 people. It was full.
Great.
And there was like 8 to 10 acts on who were all doing 5. And none of them knew me because this was before I had any hot water videos or anything. I had no profile. I was just a comic doing the clubs. But none of them knew me at all because I was based up north. I didn't really go to London much. And there was one guy amongst those open micers who clearly felt like he was, hey, I'm a bit of a big deal. I do the 8-minute spots. I'm not just a 5-minute guy
He's
anymore.
the alpha open mic almost.
Yeah, he was a gobshite. I don't even remember his name. And he was just like really condescending to me. So he was talking like, yeah, so I recently did a 10 at Top Secret on a Wednesday. And it can be quite, when you start doing gigs like that, it's just, you know, it's a bit different to things like this. And I was just like, yeah.
And that's why I dyed my hair.
And I had to go on just before him.
Oh, thank you, comedy guy.
It was
follow that, you fucking.
Yeah, it was really, really fun because I come off and he went, oh, you're quite good, really, aren't you? And I was like, yeah. Anyway, have a good one. And he fucking did it.
I like the not being paid for comedy. makes it. You know, when you do new material nights, that's essentially what a new material night, isn't it?
Yeah.
For us, it's the pressure off of someone going, fuck, I'm paying you 300 quid. You just get to be like, oh, I'm trying this. It's exciting. Have you got one you want to pick out, or have you?
Do you know in my head you look like Adam Driver? Like when I'm listening or watching the pod because you're not on camera, when you talk, Adam Driver's face is in my head.
Who's Adam Driver?
Oh, without the beard, he could have been.
You're getting pinned for all sorts
Got a
at the
very
moment.
strange face.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I said.
That'd be
Without
right.
the beard.
Joe Melrose says, fucked up moral dilemma. Your grandfather is on his deathbed. He has devoted his whole life to charity and he would like to leave his £1 million inheritance to charity. Just before he dies, he asks you to tick the box of where to leave his money, to you or to the entire charity. You know the charity is fraudulent but don't have time to tell him. Do you check your box or the charity? Oh, you see, you've made it too easy.
Yeah, if it was just,
Joe, you've just,
the fraud
he's
out.
made it too easy to be like, oh, fuck it. So basically,
Let's make it harder. Let's say it's cancer research or me. I'm
Yeah.
still taking me.
Your granddad's
I'll
like,
give them a bit. I'll
£1
give
million
them a bit.
pounds.
But I'm fucking boxing myself off.
What
for
would you
the
do?
first- How much is it? $1 million
If
quid?
Granddad Rowe was on his deathbed,
For all the money he got for plastering.
gone to, yeah, there's fucking wedge meat.
Yeah.
Fucking cathedral. The
Yeah.
fucking wigwam.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was like, Adam, lad,
Yeah.
you know, these plasterer hands
Yeah.
won't plaster anymore, kid. Sign the will. Weirdly, there's 2 boxes. You or Macmillan's. Sign that for, tick that box for.
Me. How much is it? About £1 million quid?
Yeah.
I'll take it for me.
Right.
And I'll donate 20 grand to Macmillan.
That's such a small amount.
£20,000.
I thought you were going to be like half.
2%. 2%.
Can you imagine how happy they'd be with you though? You'd walk in, cash, 20 grand. Yeah, they'd be like, oh my God, you'd be in the fucking paper. You'd be lauded as a hero, and the only person who knows is me, and I've got a boat now.
What if everyone knows? So what? Same
Yeah.
question, but people know what.
Your
one
family
you
know.
picked.
Your family are there. And he's like, Lo, Adams, you know, he's the executor of the will. I've made him. Never mind, Mick. I've trusted him. Your whole family know that you've gone, fuck Macmillan's. It's
I know
our
my
money.
family pretty well, and I reckon 5 grand each will keep them quiet.
Fuck, Macmillan's get loads of money. We're getting fuck all. Have that. Right.
I
all
reckon,
right.
you know, one of those parties where I put the money behind the bar, it'd take
Yeah,
one or
one
two
of
of them, and they'd be like, oh, Adam's all right, really. And you know what? Yeah, therefore, come on, let's be honest here.
I think
When my granddad was
I think
dying,
2 grand is bad.
20.
Oh, 20. Sorry. Yeah.
When my
Still
granddad
2%.
did die, there was about 150, 200 grand inheritance because he had his house and a bit of savings. And there was a fucking little cunt woman over the road. And she was single. She was a lesbian, right?
Which-
Look at your eyes. Right?
Which is legal now.
Single lesbian. She was about 40 years younger than him. And she tried to worm her way in because he was dying of cancer. And she was going round every now and then, getting close to him. And then towards the end, when he was getting really, really ill and he needed constant care from the family started to notice. And my granddad at one point was like, you need to make sure you look after her. She was a snivelling little cunt woman who was trying to worm her way into my granddad's will because she knew he was dying.
Wow.
Fuck you, Janice.
Was it Janice?
Janice McIntyre.
Why?
Is that the real name?
Yeah, and I don't mind naming her because fuck her. She tried to get some of my granddad's bag.
I don't think she's a patron, no.
Doesn't matter. It's not a
This
Patreon
is a
exclusive.
public episode.
It's a public episode.
Doesn't
Tell
matter.
her I said it. Janice McIntyre. You're a rat.
Wow.
A fucking deathbed jumping, money grabbing cunt bag.
Joe
And you
Melrose.
deserve all of the bad luck that's coming to you.
Joe Melrose, did you know this when you sent this question in? Because I felt like...
Flip it.
I
Though.
remember her fucking shit haircut as well. She had one of those fucking haircuts. You know, where it's like, because she had like a nan's haircut. You know that haircut all nans have where it's like
The Rod Stewart?
sides are like basically shaved and then it's like curly on the top. She had one of them. She was
What?
ginger.
Like Theo Walcott.
Dolph Lundgren. Who the fuck? Which nanas have you? Oh, shave back and sides. Always running around Russian woods. You know, lesbian nanas.
Fucking fade.
Yeah, sides, and it was up here.
Fighting Rocky.
A curly top, a permy thing.
Right.
But like quite short on the sides.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember it. Her breath stunk, and I mean dog shit. Like she'd been chewing poo all fucking day.
So
I'd fucking love it if she was dead.
So you don't like her? Just clear it up because you're being a bit vague. You're not keen.
No.
All right, cool. What's
Right,
the reverse?
So it's kind of a reverse. Basically, do you know this girl that wants you to fuck her that's gonna die?
Yes.
Would see if she had £1 million.
I love it that he listens to the pod.
Should we feel if she had £1 million in the will and said she'd give it to you if you fucked her? Would you then fuck her?
Absolutely.
Mate.
What? Are you having a laugh?
Yeah.
£1 million quid.
Where's the if it was 10
He'd
grand.
fuck her for bus fare.
10 grand, yeah. 5, no.
Right.
Well, if you'd like a charity fuck, we know how much we've got to get to on GoFundMe, and then Adam gets his dick out.
I'll be honest with you. If comedy doesn't come back in the next couple of months, if you're a £10 patron, I'll fuck you.
So you're worth 10 grand then?
What?
Like your penis?
In bed? No. I'm waiting for fucking Fred on a hot chocolate.
No, I mean,
Stroke
but
me,
like your price is 10 grand then, isn't it?
No. It's just a horrible question. I'm just being humorous.
What is your price?
For what?
Sex. Why didn't
With who, though,
I
wasn't
should have said that in a lighter tone, really, because it sounded like I was about to get the NatWest savings app out on my bank account.
Get me 6 Heinekens and a rum and coke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but
Okay, then whatever like a Dubai billionaire says, my wife needs seeing to. What's your
she's
price?
like,
I see your videos on hot water. You're attractive, boy.
And she looked like you.
yeah,
Why is she one of the witches?
What's your price?
What's your price?
Adam, come see
Did
my...
you know he's like he probably owns Man City or something, so he's got money. Like.
Yeah. Come and see my pum pum. Hey, come and see my Wiz
Oh,
Khalifa.
do you know what? You'd get over it. 10 grand.
10 grand. Shit, 10 grand.
Man is quite a lot of money.
You're
though,
worth
isn't
not really. You'd sell yourself that low. You're worth more than that.
10 grand changes your life a bit.
To bang a Dubai nana?
Yeah.
How much to bang Janice, the lesbian who tried to rob your granddad? Oh, fucking hell. £500,000. £500,000. So you've got and a breath. And she tried to fucking...
But you've got to make sure she enjoys it. You can't like kill her afterwards.
Yeah.
it? Or during.
I have to make her come.
Yeah. I tried to
From
put
the
that up.
front as well.
Yeah, you have to look at her.
Oh, Adam, do you miss your granddad? I do.
How much? £500,000. Oh.
But she's lesbian, so you have to wear a wig as well.
I don't think I can, you know.
Oh, okay.
What?
I'd rather shag an Israeli nana than Janice McIntyre.
Okay, good. I don't know why Israel just got thrown under the bus.
Definitely
Oh,
Arab.
was it not Israeli?
Dubai, yeah. Whew. Right, well, let's have a word with ourselves for coming up with that twisted fucking questionnaire. Shall we do some have a word?
It's time to have a word with Adam and Dan.
You all right? Does that freak you out a bit? Got a bit weird, that, isn't it?
This was gonna be the whole podcast.
All right.
It's just the final 10%.
Hey guys, just started listening to your podcast and they make my day at work so much better. Could you have a
Of
word
course it does. We're brilliant.
with my absolute bell end of a brother? He's 24 years old, on good money, just got a promotion at work and is still acting like a fucking 13-year-old. The most recent thing he has done is think that I was using his face wash, which I am allergic to. So instead of confronting me about it like an adult, he pissed in his own face wash and put it back, expecting me to use it.
God. What a fucking god.
I fucking love that guy.
Listen to this. Listen to this. Turns out he was just leaving it open in the shower and my mum was closing the lid and putting it back. So he was pissing in his own shower gel in fucking
Face wash.
in anger because he was like, you fucking knob. And his mum was just like, oh, that's open. Pop that back.
I think, do you know what? If you think someone's using your face cream, piss in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gandhi.
Yeah.
Was it Gandhi?
It was Gandhi. Socrates, actually.
Yeah.
It's the Dalai Lama, actually.
Oh, yeah.
It's easy to get them two mixed up.
Yeah. Didn't he burn to death?
Why are they still living?
Socrates, the
If they're
Brazilian
making good
footballer.
money.
What?
Socrates was a footballer, but also a philosopher.
Was it the same guy?
No.
I took that so candidly. No, it wasn't.
But good question.
No, I don't think. I mean, you're trying to make out like he's a dick, and he is a kind of dick. But it's so entertaining.
Yeah.
The level of commitment to be like, fuck you, and then try and piss in the small little.
I know a girl who had murder with one of her uni flatmates. This is years ago. And got her uni flatmate's toothbrush and scrubbed the bathroom with it and then put it back.
I know someone who,
That's
I won't
evil.
name them, spat in the girl's garlic mayo. Like, she used to have garlic mayo on everything, one of them people. And so she spat in the bowl. Huh? So every time she used garlic mayo, there was spit in it.
Not even revenge for anything.
Oh, no, she hated that. She didn't like.
Do you know, for some reason, it's more evil when it's a housemate. When it's brothers, you know, if you've got a sibling, you know when it kicks off, you're like, I love you, and we'll probably be there for the rest of each other's life, but I want to hurt you emotionally right now. Like,
Yeah.
but doing
But I
that to a
think-
housemate's proper evil, innit?
I mean, get yourself a job and move out, you fucking dickhead.
It's time to have a word with Vittorio. He gives two fucks. Yeah, probably it's just time to move out so no one can piss in face washes.
He's like 14. Move out.
Yeah.
You'll be all right, lad. You'll make it.
This one's from Claire. Can you have a word with the drug dealer who lives on my street?
Probably not.
I already love
He's
Claire.
put his prices up. Doesn't he know there's a recession?
Can you imagine if that was it? Can you have a word with drug dealers? Make them cheaper. They're dead nice. Can you have a word with the drug dealer who lives on my street? For family safety in general not being a grass reasons, I won't name the street. But if he listens to this, I'd like him to be more specific to his clientele about his address. I live at the first house on a long row of terrace.
Clientele.
Oh, no.
Clientele.
I live at the first house. All right. All right. I live. He's gone. ADD's kicked in. He's gone. I can tell he's gone.
not talking and you are. That's all it is.
It's fucking brutal.
Clientele.
Oh, here's one for another
This
time.
is-
My girlfriend made me take an empathy test recently, and I scored real low, and she thinks I've got something wrong with me now. Also, I fidget a lot, and when I don't, my skin fizzes. Do you get that?
Whoa. No.
You're going to be a brilliant comedian. Yeah, honestly, you've got all that.
What were you saying?
Okay.
The clientele.
Do you think you can do it?
I heard absolutely nothing after clientele.
Told you.
This podcast hasn't got long. I mean, we could go longer.
Go on, clientele.
I'd like him to be more specific to his customers about his address. Customers. I live at the first house on a long row of terrace houses. He lives at the other end. Regularly, we have people knocking on our door looking for James or simply asking for weed, usually at dickhead o'clock weekend mornings. I'm all for small business thriving during this pandemic. Proper scouse that. Listen, I'm not a fucking sorry. I'm all for small businesses thriving during this pandemic, but Jesus Christ, James, I'm not your PA, and giving coked up uni kids directions at 4 a.m. is not the life I want to live. Thanks, Lids. Much love, Claire.
Is a fucking idiot. Start selling drugs, dickhead.
Yeah, you can steal all this fucking, yeah.
You've got customers coming, lining up at your door.
If you
Go
know-
to Jay's,
Yeah.
get the drugs, fucking make them a little bit more expensive. You've got profit. You know where the drug dealer is. You've got direct supply, you daft cunt.
Mate, we have never given good advice on any one of these in the history of Have a Word.
No,
I
don't-
thought he'd had gone, clientele.
No.
Turns out genius.
Give out like fucking bags of flour because they're all mongy kids.
And it's
No.
early
You don't
morning
need
weekends.
to do that because you need repeat custom.
Also, you can't fuck people over selling them drugs when they've bought them at your front door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
That's
literally
like,
got a supply chain at the end of the road. It's like, you know, when like corner shops go to Asda and get the toilet roll and whack 20 pence on.
Yeah.
Just like that.
It's like when you sell multi-packs of Space Raiders at school.
Yeah.
yeah, except there's 5 to 10 years. But apart from that, it's exactly the same.
Yeah. Go to Jay's, be like, hey, I would like to buy 200 drugs, please. Take them home.
Hello, Knocky McKnockface. Could I have 200 drugs? Could I have 5 bags of drugs and some smoky drugs? I'd like 2 sniffy drugs, 4 smoky drugs, and 3 poppy drugs.
But you could have someone in the back garden, right? And they could just, like, someone comes to your door and they go, what's happening? Is Jay there? And she could be like, I'm Jay. It's just a code name, right?
They're going to be like, the uni kids are going to be like, oh man, that's so fucking clever. Literally, do you know what I mean? Like, you think the dealer's called James and it's a woman? That's really sick.
What do you want?
5 bags of smoky drugs, please.
5 bags of weed. Okay, just give us a minute. Go in your back garden. John, go jump the backs. Go to Jay's, get 5 bags of weed. In fact, get me one as well. We'll spend the profit on that. Yeah. But comes back with 6 bags, sell it to the kid, take his money, and then,
Bit of a price up.
Yeah.
Also do toilet roll, Space Raiders.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Fucking genius.
I have nothing to add.
I was genuinely worried after he couldn't get past clientele that the episode had gone. Fucking little out of nowhere.
He's back in the game.
Yeah.
Back in the game. It's like when Messi starts walking about.
Yeah.
Towards the end of a game.
And then,
he's
you beat
checked
5
out.
men, chip it over the keeper, score up my ass.
It's just like that. He's Messi. He's the Messi of podcasting. That has been a fucking... You know when you've laughed, you know it's been a cracker. Thanks very much for traipsing up here. Do you want to sell... People need to get on the Angelone
I bought
train.
this key ring with my Instagram QR code on it, and then gigs stopped happening. So fucking scan that if you're on YouTube. But it's Vittorio Angelone.
Do you think they can scan it from there?
Oh my God, go for it. Wait for the autofocus. There you go. Let the autofocus do
Get
its
even
work.
closer, lad. You can get right into that lens there.
Oh, Jesus. It's not having it. It's quality podcasting. I'd love it if in the edit they just use the main shot just to fuck you over. Follow Vittorio. Check out Doing Bits.
Doing
You've
Bits with
also
me and
got...
Ishan. I've got a new podcast coming out next week called No Blacks, No Dogs, No Irish.
I'm so glad that's got other parts to the name. Vittorio Angelone, no black.
Is like you can have a hoodie that says "have a word" on it, but we can't sell hoodies that say "no blacks, no dogs, no Irish" on them.
fuck your merch.
So it's me and my mate Mo, who's a comedian, and we do a podcast about race and stuff. But it's like funny.
So do we.
It's a piss take. Yeah, you do, but like we're allowed.
A lot less informed.
No, it's not.
Ours is just, can you do the voice? No. Good.
But just follow me on Instagram. That's the best place to get to. I do a Sunday roast, which is fun. So if you want to request a roast for your friends, jump on there and get them fucking roasted every Sunday.
Check Vittorio out. He's absolutely hustling and he's doing great work. Thanks for coming on, man.
And do check out, we've got some new merch coming very soon. Keep an eye out for that. And go, if you want extra episodes of this, as we say at the start of every episode, we're doing an extra episode every single week exclusively on patreon.com/haveawordpod. We very recently did a complete bonus episode as well where me, Dan, and Sensei Carl got fucking hammered. It was called The Lockdown Lock-In. And that is on Patreon right now, exclusively to Patreon. Stuff. We can't make it public because we go a little bit too far.
Yeah. Follow us. Follow all of us. At Dan It Has a Podcast. At Adam Rowe Comedy.
Adam Rowe Comedy on Twitter. Adam Rowe Comedian on Instagram.
We post a lot of stuff about what's coming up, and there are some extras going to be coming out quite regularly up until the new year, which is exciting.
Yeah. And Carl shaved my bumhole last week, and that's going on Patreon tomorrow.
Sexy.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.